Oh, I made a fucking oopsie whoopsie. Give me a sec. How many months have I been doing this? How many fucking months have I been doing this? I swear. Give me 1 second, please. Oh, Christ, that is obnoxious. Did we go dark for a moment? Yeah, we went dark for a moment there. I think we're good. Yeah, we're solid. Okay, thank God. Tell me that didn't change. Give me. Hello, good evening, happy Saturday. Welcome to the FluffCast, episode 21. This is History Boy edition. I'm gonna be your host and streamer of the evening, Axolotl Andy. I'm gonna go make sure that nothing blew up. Give me a quick sec. Let's get the boys in here.
Unless the person that's in the movie is there.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I
There's
totally
absolutely
exactly.
they can't hear your praise. I've
I
never seen it in
totally-
person, but I believe
That's
it.
it.
Oh,
I
Christ.
totally 100% agree. But the fact that someone had to write an article
Oh no,
mentioning about
that-
people clapping
that's
goes to
not
show
even
a lot of
Spider-Man
people enjoyed
fans.
it.
That's not even Spider-Man fans. That's just movies in general. But yeah, you're right. It shows a lot of people enjoyed that particular movie. Rude niggas in general will be in every movie though. Sadly.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate, but motherfuckers.
Everybody clap.
Everybody clapped. So we're talking about history today, huh?
We are
Uh-huh.
talking about History Day. What's the movie you guys are talking about? Hey, boys.
Well,
hey.
Talking about the new Spider-Man flick, which we're not going to spoil.
Yeah.
But I will say, as a
Spider-Man
Gi-
eats Doc Ock's ass.
yeah, right, just
All right,
right there in the
he-
middle of traffic,
he-
just rips the fucking trench coat open and
Uh-huh.
goes to town on him.
He picks up Alfred Molina by the ball sack and says, "I'm fixing for some shellfish tonight." And Doc Ock says, "No."
He
baby."
spreads the cheeks and he gets the spider pedipalps out of the mask. Yeah, you know the ones, right?
Yeah.
The little claw things.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He gets those out there and then starts tickling the butthole just a little bit, right on the rim. And then he says, "I'm going to show you what I'd do if I was a rich man."
Now Doc really tries to fucking defend himself. He squirted that ink, and I'm really surprised that they actually used Alfred Molina's own ink sacks for this. Alfred does his own ink stunts, if you didn't know this already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a super impressive talent that the man has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a fucking behind the scenes featurette if you look it up online somewhere. I think it was on Reddit or something where they showed them actually like using the turkey baster to put the ink in him.
Yeah, because he normally can't do it on demand, he said. There are professionals, but he's not one of them. Quite yet. He's still pretty amateurish, despite his years in the industry. So it's a talent nonetheless.
Well, yeah, but
He's a classically trained actor, not a classically trained squid.
Exactly.
It is a newer kind of. I wouldn't call it a gimmick. It's a newer thing that production companies and studios are trying. So
Yeah.
I almost guarantee you could get Tom Cruise out there, and we all know Tom Cruise can squirt some fucking ink, but on command, I don't know.
I'm just gonna break character to say I love how ridiculous this went from like second fucking zero.
I had no idea how to jump in. I got nothing. I can. It's too insane.
Pat's like, these guys are going at 88,000 miles an hour, and I'm going at 20,000. I can't
I'm
keep
just
up.
gonna sit
Help.
back and watch.
Just wait till these retards get to 80 miles an hour. He goes do some real shit.
All right.
So how are you boys doing tonight?
I'm all right. I'm just happy to be doing this every week again. You have no idea. That fucking 2-week break for the holiday really, I felt super bad. I feel like I was disappointing people. People really like the show. So we got a couple new guys coming in now to watch it, and
Fantastic.
I'm just happy and shit.
I'm doing pretty good myself. I've had a very interesting few weeks.
Yeah, you got the new job, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Gonna go do things with that, and I encountered my first stroke at work.
You had a stroke?
God damn.
I didn't have a stroke. Someone had a stroke, and
Like a full on I smell toast?
a full on. Okay, so it's like heart attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had guys have heart attacks. I've seen people have heart attacks. Thing with heart attacks is it's not like the movies. It's not like TV where
It's slow.
Yes. We had a guy.
My
We had a
granddad
guy.
had that shit.
Yeah, we had a guy have a heart attack for like 3 fucking days before he realized something's not right.
Yeah, it's just like, God
So
damn,
this-
I don't feel
this-
right. Something's up.
Yeah,
Like
This
that's all you
poor-
get.
This poor bastard was without like going into details that may reveal who he is or what I do or anything like that. Strokes if you're not like super familiar with the symptoms, besides the face drooping, the numbness on half your body, things like that, there are a whole lot of other signs.
Oh
And I
yeah.
learned this. Apparently, when you're having a stroke, your like your head will turn, right? To which side of your brain is
Mhm.
having the fucking stroke.
hmm
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's one of those
It affects.
not quite an autonomic reflex, but it's something similar to it.
Yeah. I did know that. I saw it firsthand. Fucking horrifying. Didn't know what I was looking at. But it's one of those things where it's just like, this guy is not doing well. We should do something. And everyone agreed.
Yeah. It's like the first time you see someone having a seizure and you're just like, shit, what do I do?
Yeah, that happened to me.
Yes. Fuck. The first time I saw someone have a seizure, I was just like, am I watching someone die? But it just
Yeah.
epilepsy. It's they got out of it in like 13 seconds flat, and they're just like, oh
Mm.
fuck, did I seize out again? Sorry guys.
It's at the
See, I've
end.
seen them go that way, and I've seen them go the full on like, and then they start like slamming into the fucking floor, and they're just there clenching up for like the next 2-3 minutes, like pissing on themselves, writhing around, all that shit. You got to throw a wallet in their
Yeah.
mouth, all that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one happened at we were doing an exam, like our midterm for one of our classes. All of a sudden, I'm like finishing up because I'm like, ah, fuck it, I can't pass this. All of a sudden, I hear a loud thud, and I'm looking over. Someone's fallen out of their chair and just writhing on the floor. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what that looks like. And I'm like,
Yeah, I had an
I don't know what to do.
episode
I don't know. I'm
where-
like, should I help? I don't.
Like, bro, not to make light of it or anything, but I had an ex that had epilepsy and cerebral palsy. Let me tell you people something at home. All you big boys and girls at home, you grown ass adults, assumedly watching this show. I fucking hope
Yeah,
you
that
are.
ain't me.
Don't get a blowjob from anyone with cerebral palsy. It's
Wait, what?
it's a nerve-wracking endeavor, bro. It's like riding a fucking roller coaster with a gun to your head and a hair trigger.
Why? Because they're just gonna like you don't know when their fucking
Because you
jaw's
feel
gonna
the
slam
jaw
down.
twitch and you go,
This is where it ends.
Oh,
This is
okay.
it. This is where
Okay,
it
we're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. Just every time. Fucking heart attack every time that jaw twitched. Scariest thing in the goddamn world, dude.
Sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine to laugh, dude. I was laughing my ass off after it happened, but like at the moment, I thought I had my shit in a bear trap.
Yeah, it sounds horrifying.
Yeah, bro, don't do that. I'm not saying you can't love people with cerebral palsy. Just maybe not anything with teeth.
I've been with some questionable. I've had some questionable experiences, but never.
You've done your route in the Katawa Shoujo dungeon.
What the fuck?
I don't know how. I don't know how I feel about that. Do I fess up and say yeah, or do
Yeah.
I
Come on, man. It's not like he was
Elaborate.
with bacon bits.
What is the Katawa Showa dungeon?
You don't want to know about the
No.
Katawa. What? It's
Oh, no.
Katawa Shoujo. Thank you very much.
Katawa Shoujo is a fucking visual novel that 4chan made years ago about dating crippled girls.
Yep.
Oh Christ, no.
Give me the chocolate.
The funny thing is, you come for the faps and you stay for the feels.
It was
It's actually quite heartfelt.
It was not awful. It was pretty good actually.
Yeah, a lot of really sweet stuff in that.
So I see a wing to Sar, Fluffy. What are you going for now?
I'm drawing a Janissary Fluffy who's just like, oh poopies, get me out of here. Get me out of here. He's gonna have.
But enough about fucking strokes and cerebral palsy and fucking blowjobs and all that crazy shit. Gentlemen,
Yep.
we have history to discuss.
Oh
History.
my god.
history. So I know a lot about history because I've been alive for an indeterminate period of time.
Like 10,000 years, something like that. Something around the time
Plus or
Rita
minus.
got locked
Plus
up,
or
you were
minus.
born. Yeah.
Yeah, plus or minus. The thing about history to me, like, I love a good mystery. I love history's mysteries.
But do you love ancient alien mysteries?
I fucking love Okay, so here's the thing with Ancient Aliens. Before we
Oh,
get off
no.
track,
Look, man, I'm
Oh
not
my
a fan.
god.
here's the
no.
thing with
This
Ancient
is where
Aliens.
it begins, boys.
You don't watch Ancient Aliens to learn anything. You watch Ancient Aliens to laugh.
No, you watch Ancient Aliens to watch Giorgio Tsoukalos reach for fucking any straw within a mile of him.
Oh God, he reaches. He is like the Olympic. He's like a fucking Olympic gymnast of reaching.
Yeah. Dude's got a hell of a grasp.
It's amazing. So Ancient Aliens is 100% full of shit. The pyramids were built by highly skilled tradesmen who were compensated. It wasn't slaves.
They were actually
Fun
paid
fact.
pretty well back in the day.
Yeah, it's actually super easy to make something perfectly flat when you use water.
Yes.
No. I'm serious. I'm serious. What they did was they basically, this is the theory, but it makes a whole lot of sense to me. They dug a trench where they were going to build the pyramid, build it with water. What does water do?
Erodes.
No. Water is a liquid, and naturally, as a liquid, it will try to, follow gravity. That is the easiest, quickest way to make a level surface that's even and fucking like perfect. People,
Thing is,
people like
I don't even
people
see why everybody
5,000
acts
years
like.
ago.
Oh, good.
What's up? I was gonna say people 5,000 years ago were not fucking cavemen, like trying to figure out, oh, why does sunrise? They were like, hey guys, let's do some fucking math. They were just as smart as we are now.
Well, even if that were the case where they're just, fucking around with sticks and rocks. Also, hello, Funk.
Hey,
Um,
Funk.
I was looking for a joke to put in there, but I didn't have anything at the moment. I was gonna say, well, I bet a caveman didn't know how to pop his popcorn perfectly.
No, but like, even if that's the case, bruh, motherfucking cradle of civilization. I'm pretty
Mesopotamia
sure they figured
or
out
Africa.
farming and animal husbandry and shit like that at some point. Which means they have a lot of free time that's not spent on hunter-gatherer relations. Which
Okay,
means
so
that they could theoretically spend all goddamn day out there flattening out a fucking patch of land for a pretty good paycheck.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. People do
So-
much dumber shit nowadays for a paycheck.
Here's my question. Human beings have known animal husbandry for thousands and thousands of years. But how long have they known animal divorce?
Right?
I think
Very
didn't
recently.
they have that penguin couple, the two male penguins, where one of them left his like lifelong mate to go be gay with another penguin?
Mhm.
Just two penguins being dudes.
I mean, penguins are fascinating because you also get the greatest love story ever told with my man Grape Coon over here.
You damn right, Grape Coon.
My
F
boy
in chat.
Grape. F in chat for Grape Coon here.
F
Let
in
me get him.
chat.
Let me get him up on stream.
Pour one out for Grape Coon. He died like he lived with his wife.
I had to
Yep.
explain Grape to somebody at work once, and they were
I
like,
have a couple times.
yeah.
Sorry.
They just weren't buying the idea of. I was telling them like, yeah, Penguin fell in love with an anime girl, and they're like, no, it did not. And then I show them the pictures of it, just staring at the anime girl, and this person I'm talking to was like, oh my god, it's in love with an anime girl.
Oh, it's this
See,
penguin.
isn't that the best when someone's like, you're full of shit, you're making that up, and it's like, motherfucker, I have literal months of evidence of this. You really want to test this shit? I actually have like at least a year of Twitter pictures backing me up on this argument.
I've got
You're
binders full of
not gonna win
penguins.
this. That penguin wanted to fuck that anime girl.
He was there. They were in love, and you can't tell me any goddamn thing else.
Oh wait, I need the picture of like him with her. Didn't he die?
Really, the cutest part about that is the memoriam that they put up for him afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Where they had the artist go back and draw Grape Coon hanging out with his waifu holding hands and shit.
Oh,
And they put it in the enclosure.
Good. He
Good.
deserves as much. Yeah, this is the picture that everyone knows. Excuse me. Whoa. He's just sitting and staring at her. Hey, Grape, you want to eat? Grape, you wanna go talk to the lady penguins? No.
Nah, man. I'm
good here.
kind of doing something right now. Wrapped up in some shit. I'll catch y'all later.
Want to get some Taco Bell? Man, Taco Bell just not up for it right now.
Yeah, y'all can bring me back some cinnamon twists or something. I'm just gonna chill here though.
So y'all give me some cinnamon twist. What you want, baby? She's shy. Give her a minute. She said a Baja Blast.
Fuck.
Hey, this girl got good taste.
Oh my god. Fuck you, Funk. That's too good.
The weirdest part about this, I've never watched this anime, but apparently it's like a mixture of cursed and blessed because the whole thing with Grape Queen came about because of promotion for, I want to try to pronounce this, but I'm probably going to suck really bad. Kimomimi friends, animal ear friends,
Kimono friends.
Kimomimi friends.
Kimomimi friends. It means animal eared. It's basically the whole thing was like a promotion for the park, and they had them like all kind of enclosures because I think the main character for that show is for Animal Your Friends is a serval, if I remember right.
Serval, yeah.
And so they got that, and they had the penguins on there, and I just remember that popping up, and then it was just like, holy shit, this little dude out here with his waifu, and he is just like living life. But at the same time, when I kind of learned the real story behind it, I felt pretty terrible about it because basically Grape Queen was an older dude, and his mate had passed, and he was all by himself. And so he found love again. And I'm happy he found love again. But like the way they describe it is like even at the end when this cutout was starting to fall apart, they were afraid to take it out because he just wouldn't leave. So all I can imagine then, I got real sad because all I can imagine is just him there like in the rain, fucking clinging to this thing, even as it falls apart around him. And I was like, God damn, poor Grape Queen.
Yeah, just imagine an old divorcee clinging to or an old widower rather clinging to a fucking body pillow in the rain, and just being like, "No, you're not gonna take her away from me." Try not to let your heart break thinking about that shit.
It's like the same shit on same level as Blade Runner after he loses joy and he finds the big one in the fucking city, and I'm just like, no, don't you fucking do this to me.
Speaking of crazy ass history shit that happened in that particular neck of the world, Andy,
Yo.
would you care to tell the folks at home about a particular fucking bad juju you learned about this week?
All right, so I'm just skulking with Menthol as I'm apt to do, and Menthol, he does this thing where he just imparts wisdom and knowledge upon me. And we were just talking about stupid shit in Japan, and baseball came up in Japan. And and out of nowhere, Menthol's just like, yeah, the freaking Moshimori Tigers or something. What are they?
The
Haishin Tiger.
Haishin
Tigers, yeah.
The Haishin
Oh, boy.
Tigers have yet to win a World Series, or a Japanese World Series.
They had 18 consecutive years
Yep.
of getting their asses handed to them. Not even just losing, getting fucking wrecked.
They got just
Yes.
mullered time and time again.
They are
Riddle me
the
this.
permanent underdogs.
Riddle
And
me
just-
this.
But
Go ahead.
why? Wait a minute, before we get into that,
Why?
why
Yes,
did they get
why?
18 years of getting their ass whooped?
What'd you
I'm
got,
so
Kibble?
curious. I'm so curious. I was going to ask the same thing. Tell me why the Tigers are you might say cursed.
So,
Because a bunch of dumbass fans decided to riot and huck a fucking Colonel Sanders statue into
Hold
the river.
on, wait
Wait
a
a
minute.
minute.
Wait
We
a
need
minute,
some
let
context for
wait.
this.
Hold on. Okay, so it wasn't a riot.
No, it wasn't
What-
a riot. It was a pre-victory, like, yeah, let's fucking go, boys.
No,
Let's do
wait,
it.
What they decided to do is there's a bridge in the town, and basically you can jump off of it and swim, and it's kind of like a local watering hole thing. The locals had this weird
over
ass
at Golden
game.
Glory.
No, they had this game where basically what it was, they would call out a member, like a person on a player on the team, and if you thought you looked like this person, you would jump into the water. That's and that's what they were doing. However, on the team they had an American player, and I cannot remember his name, but he basically looked like,
Randy Bass.
that's him. Okay. Nobody looked like him over there. So instead, what it is, they went over to a Kentucky Fried Chicken. They took the fiberglass Colonel Sanders out front and threw his ass in the water for Randy Bass because nobody else looked like him. Now, since then, and they've been, like I said, they've been getting shit hammered for years since then. They have tried their best to find all the pieces to this Colonel Sanders, but when they threw him in the river, he broke. Like they have drugged the river, and if I remember correctly, they
The
have
last
found
thing they need is like the glasses in the right hand, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like the glasses and like his
He's
right
missing his
hand.
hand. He's missing his hand.
If they can find that, they will piece together Colonel Sanders again, and they will create the key of time, and thus be
They
able to
will-
achieve Nirvana.
Yeah, they will be able to unlock the Kingdom Hearts and win the fucking Ham Tigers championship or whatever the fuck.
And then we
And
get
that's it.
They get Peter Griffin and fucking Kingdom Hearts. Christ.
So for a little bit more context, the Haitian Tigers are known as the permanent underdog in the Japanese league, or whatever one they're in. They are shit. They were absolute trash. They had been losing for years before this incident. There's an infamous photo of one of their players striking out by throwing his bat away. He lost
Now
it
hold on, I
midair.
thought they had won the year before this had happened, or like
No,
that year
the
they
year
were
it
right on the
happened-
cusp.
No, the year it happened was the year they actually won. Randy Bass won them the championship.
That's it.
Yeah, and people are crying because they're finally winning. It's fantastic. They're loving it. Randy Bass got hired from got signed on, and he carried their team. He carried them.
He was basically like he was kind of like a Jose Canseco style sucker. Like he just showed up and started just hammering home runs. Like
Yeah.
this dude could knock it out of the little park. Now Japanese parks aren't quite as big as American parks, but still, he's knocking these things out of the fucking parking lot.
Yeah, and
If I
what
could,
they
can I interject just a quick moment? Is this
Yeah.
because American baseball is at a higher competitive level than
No, it's
Japanese?
just steroids.
Or... Okay, steroids.
Yeah, it's
okay.
steroids.
Continue.
so
That's an easy answer.
Once again, back to Jose Canseco. Thank you, Jose.
Randy Bass now I think is a senator or was a senator over here. I can't remember what it was, but he even explained it in an interview. He's like, "Yeah, over here I'm just like a senator. You know, people are like, hello, Mr. Bass, how are you?" But over in Japan, they're all like, "It's Randy Bass!" Oh,
I just
He's
want to
a-
say real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jose Canseco follows me on Twitter.
Oh
Nice.
God,
Wait,
that's
are
right.
you
That's
he does.
pretty great.
serious?
Yeah, that's real ass shit. 'Cause I remember when that happened, Kibbles announced it.
I remember talking about that because like we were talking about following Jose Canseco on Twitter because he is a goddamn monster on Twitter. Like he's on.
Oh
there
my
all the
god,
time
he's
with wild shit.
amazing.
He's in there
Also-
advertising like, "You guys want to go hunt Bigfoot with me? We'll carry shotguns." And people are like, "I got $500. Let's do it."
You know what's bad?
What?
I just posted this picture over in the FluffCast chat a second ago just for giggles, and then I looked at the fucking baseball uniform and realized it was more accurate than I initially intended.
Oh no!
Let me see this. Let me see this. What's
According
the
to this,
uniform?
Randy Bass also still holds the highest single season batting average in Japan.
Yep, because he was only there for I think a season and a half. He was there for the full season where he won, or maybe 2.5 seasons. Second season they won third place. They made it to like the semifinals,
Uh-huh.
and that was right after they dumped the Colonel.
Yep.
So it was already starting to go down, and then halfway through the third season, he asked the manager, "Can I go home? My kid is like sick, like in the hospital, sick. He wanted to go see wanted to be relieved of his contract to go see his kid." The manager said no, and there was a public outrage. Like, how could you do this? This is Randy Bass. He won the championship for us. Let him see his sick kid. The manager then let the contract go, and then committed seppuku for such dishonor.
Are you what?
Yeah, he killed himself.
What year was this? Is this
95, 96?
According to this, he played for the Hanshin Tigers from '83 to '88.
80 son, yeah. So
That was like at the end of his career. He started. Okay, I'm looking at his Wikipedia here, and like he started with the Twins in '77, then went to the Royals, and then went to the Expos. He played a year for each one of these. Then he got to the Padres, where he played '80 to '82, and the Rangers in '82, and then the Hanshin Tigers from '83 to '88.
Bro, like legit, my brain just fucking it took a second to catch up. I know you said the Padres,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
for a split goddamn second, my brain said pod race.
No, this
the-
is pod
this-
racing.
And I'm
Pod
like,
racing.
man, I want to see Japan's pod racing circuit. Holy shit.
I would kill to see that. Are you kidding me? Isn't that like feasible? Can't you get the fucking hovercraft racing thing now? Come on.
If anyone can do it, it's the fucking Japanese.
You goddamn right.
You know, I would actually kill to see a pod racing miniseries.
Bro, real shit. Like, you know how crazy they are about just goofy ass niche entertainment?
Who, the Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like there is a children's entertainment, well, young adults entertainment series, I guess, is more accurate because it's made for like teenagers and shit. Over there called Kamen Rider. It's kind of like Power Rangers, but it's one dude instead of a whole fucking team usually. They used to ride motorcycles, and then Japanese road laws changed to where they couldn't film the scenes because of whatever fucking reason. They couldn't ride the motorcycles in the streets or whatever and shut the shit down. So then they switched to a car for 1 year. And then that got deemed illegal to do. So then this year they just said, you know what? Fuck it, bitch. We're buying a sky bike. You want to make some laws against that shit too? These motherfuckers just invested 17 fucking grand. For the hell of it, this prop barely ever shows up on the show. And when it does, it's for like 12 seconds an episode. Who gives a shit? We're fucking doing it.
See what happens.
So, like, if anyone can do fucking pod racing, you're goddamn right. It's the Skybike Children's Show producers.
Oh, so wait. Sorry, hold on a second.
I am all down for Japan's fucking pod racing circuit. Let's fucking go.
Like another example is like gotcha shit over. Not like the games, but the fucking little eggs you can still buy. Think about the
Mhm.
last time you like went somewhere and actually saw one of those little vending machines where you could get shit like that here in America. Think of the last time you saw one at work and was not like just kicked open for no reason.
Or just full of
It's
candy.
been a hot minute.
Most of them are full of candy nowadays.
Yeah. Think of old poor Sugar Man up there in New York trying his best to get by.
Sell
with
them
all that.
homies, yeah.
Selling the homies.
Please.
Or the little, you remember the fucking goo grippers? The little hands that you would like
Mhm.
sling across the fucking room and then they would stick to the ceiling.
oh my god.
And
I
then your
love
mom
those.
gets all pissed because the acoustics all fucked up now.
Oh, got it. Yeah, but that's basically the curse of the Colonel. It's been what, over almost 40 years at this point. The people whose team it is have been trying to dredge it multiple times. They've had divers looking in there. One guy nearly drowned looking for the hand through glasses.
Yeah.
They tried to make appeasements to the statue as it's a new like Shinto shrine, leaving offerings and praying to it. They tried to get another KFC to beg for forgiveness because the original one isn't there anymore. They tried to apologize to the new manager, and he didn't know what they were talking about.
Meanwhile, the daimyo of the 11 herbs and spices cares not for your wants, you mere peasant.
Wait,
No.
Return what is mine.
What did the Emperor say?
He doesn't give a shit.
The Emperor doesn't watch baseball?
Are you kidding me? Hirohito doesn't got time for that bullshit.
Was it still Hirohito? Or I thought.
Nah,
Wait,
it
when
was
did
that.
When
No,
did Hirohito? When was Hirohito done?
He died in like 88.
So it would have been Hirohito, I think.
yeah,
It would have been fucking Tojo.
that's not the same person.
No, it would have been him. It would have been the guy. Died 1987. He was emperor. He was emperor of Japan. The fucking World War II war criminal asshole was still emperor of Japan while this was going on.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa.
well,
Tojo
throw
is
out
a
words-
different person.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
hold
throw
on a
out
second.
words like war criminal.
Oh,
Hirohito
right,
is the
right, right,
emperor.
right. No. You're right. I'm right. I got my people wrong. But
He
You're
did die in
you're
89. He
only-
was emperor.
my mistake.
Yeah,
You're only a criminal if you get convicted. He was not a war criminal.
True.
Also-
Emperor Hirohito, you're thinking of, he actually his reign stopped in 1989. So yeah, he would have still actually been in power when this happened.
Yeah, that's
Also,
what
I
I'm
was gonna
saying.
say, I'm gonna cut you some slack, Andy, because the current emperor is Naruhito. So, like, fuck, if you're not a native English or native Japanese speaker, it's gotta be confusing as fuck.
Actually, it's Akihito.
Is it? Yeah, it is Akihito. I remember seeing his
Well,
coronation.
but that was Hirohito's son. Now it is Naruhito.
yeah, Hironama.
I don't know. There's 128 of these motherfuckers. There's too many.
Hironomiya Naruhito, born February 23rd, 1960, Emperor of Japan from 2019 onwards.
Yeah, his
They're like
father
goddamn
abdicated.
popes. They
still
all
alive.
use the same 6 names, and it's just like y'all figure that shit out.
I'm still surprised they still have the Emperor.
Well, actually,
It's me,
Hirohito
Pope
is
Christopher the 87th. Like,
Well,
motherfucker,
the
y'all
Emperor's
can't give me
kinda-
something more.
well,
The
technically
Emperor's
he's
kind of
Emperor
slowly
Showa.
going. He's kind of like technically like kind of on his way out. where they're slowly kind of phasing that out. Because even like his family is like marrying out of it because they're like, yeah, look, we don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah, they're swinging more towards letting the diet take over shit.
Well, the diet's been taken over governmentally, but they don't want there's been a general, like, they polled the Japanese populace. They don't want the emperor line to just completely phase out. Over 80% are in favor of changing the succession laws to allow royal family members to marry outside of nobility, because that's what gets them out of that's what gets them out of succession if they marry out. Because I think Naruhito only has one son, and that only has one son. So it's getting really thin. It's thinning out the herd real quick.
It's basically the fact that Japanese aren't banging, and who needs emperors and fucking kings and shit anymore? It's not
Yeah,
like
but it's
anybody
still cool.
believes this. Yeah, nobody believes the whole like this man was anointed by God anymore, because Henry VIII was anointed by God. God got a fucked up sense of humor.
It's
Gonna
funny
send
though.
this dude, gonna give him no fucking sons. He's gonna just start killing bitches because his dick don't work.
It was the original gamer.
The original incel gamer. Like, can't you give me a son? Well, technically, that would come in on your
No,
part of the.
apparently he was able to fucking get some kids out of some of the what is it, the chambermaidens or whatever.
Apparently
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, he got some kids out of them.
Because
had
once again,
Mary-
anointed by God, I'm just gonna put my dick in everything and see what happens.
Well, yeah.
He had 3 kids. He had Mary, then it was his son. He actually had a son.
Edward.
I can't remember his name. Edward. And then it was Elizabeth, and then Edward died like a year after him,
Yep.
so it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It was Edward the
He was
Sixth?
Edward the 7th? Fuck. 1 second.
How about
No,
they're
sixth.
English? They're not technically people. They don't count.
It was Henry the Henry the 8th. It was Edward the 6th. It was Edward the 6th. My mistake. Yeah. They're not really people, these English people.
They're not.
Yeah, he ruled for 4 years and then he died.
They really need to get the hell out of Ireland.
There are 5 English people I count as full human beings. Jeremy Clarkson, Gordon Ramsay.
Okay, I can
He's
see
Scottish.
Same thing.
Jeremy Clarkson is a bit of a twat, so
He's a complete asshole. He's a complete asshole, but he counts. The monster fish guy.
Oh,
What's his
yeah. I don't know,
He
but I know
counts
exactly who you're
fish
talking
guy.
about.
He's on the Animal Planet. He goes and catches monster fish and then says, look at the stories of this catfish. The people here in the Jingzhou Valley believe that this catfish eats people.
I mean, dude, have you seen some of the catfishes down here?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Those
have,
motherfuckers
and
do
they're
eat
bigger.
people.
They're even bigger in India. I can't remember his name though. Mr. Bean, of course.
And Sir Elton
Rowan
John.
Atkinson is like the only reason that the island of Great Britain exists. Like no other reason. Like just fuck the rest of that place. So what'd you guys
Yeah.
give? Well, we gave Mr. Bean. You're on thin ice, but okay.
I would say David Bowie, but we all know that David Bowie came from outer space.
He came
so
from
he
Mars.
doesn't count.
Yeah, he came from Uranus.
Yep. I wish. I mean, what?
No. You wish he came for Uranus, not from Uranus.
Right. Yeah, I mixed that up. My bad.
Hey, he might come back.
Do you know what one of my favorite pictures of David Bowie is? It's that one dude who was on Reddit who's like, my dad hung out with David Bowie one time, and like it showed him and David Bowie like on a scooter, and like it's the gayest thing to ever come to Gay Town. You're like, dude, David Bowie fucked your dad.
Like David Bowie probably fucked your dad with bad breath and BO, and your dad liked it.
Your dad was like, hell yeah.
David Bowie transcends like just mere attraction and sexuality.
It's true.
It's David Bowie.
It's David fucking
There we go.
Bowie. Come on now. You telling me
And
you
he
would?
is a shapeshifter. He is a shapeshifter. It's canon.
He absolutely is.
Mhm.
Some say
I'm
his
going
true
to-
form is that of the Diamond Dog.
I want to throw something magical here in FluffCast chat here. Y'all can put it on screen if you want to.
Of course.
This is the photo I'm talking about right here.
Let me see here.
I
Oh,
look at
that's
that and tell me.
adorable. Yeah, David Bowie totally fucked that.
Oh
dude.
my god,
Yep.
yeah, David Bowie fucked this guy.
He fucked that
David
guy.
Bowie
Yeah.
took that dude to Pound Town and called him the next day just to see how work was going.
Tell me, did you watch Labyrinth? Of course I did, Mr. Bowie. Wonderful.
See,
Wha-
this was in
Like, Mr.
'88,
Bowie
so let's
watched it
see.
together.
Was this?
Let's see
That
here a
was
second.
before Labyrinth, then. Yeah, my
Okay,
mistake.
Labyrinth is Labyrinth's 86 because
Oh, thank God.
so yeah, at this point, at some point he came out dressed like Jared and was just like,
He come
"Have
out
you
doing
heard
the
about
contact
me?"
juggling, and then
He
he
did.
put the
Magic
orbs
dance.
down, and then he started doing more contact juggling.
And you were just like, wait a minute. He's like, you heard about the babe, and then he just like whips his dick out, and it's like, then he starts doing magic dance, and he's like, it's the best thing ever.
He's got the power of voodoo.
Hoodoo?
Yeah.
Oh, who do you do?
You
Full
do.
on be like Judge Mills Lane. Just look at him and be like, I'll allow it.
That's pretty much it. It's like because I just remember that thread. Everybody was just like, "What?" Like, look, my dad hung out with David Bowie, and they're like, "Dude, David Bowie fucked your dad." And everybody was just like, "He's like, no." Like they were just like, "No, David Bowie fucked your dad. Look at that picture." There's intimacy in that picture that could only come from like two people that have seen each other naked.
He's got his hand on fucking Bowie's hip, for God's sake.
Does he? Let me see.
Bowie is
Yes!
in like non-existent
the
shorts
hell?
too.
I
Dude!
have every person whose hips I have touched, I have fucked.
Kibbles, this guy kind of looks like you with more hair.
Just saying, like, you don't put your hand on a motherfucker's hip a whole hell of a lot, just on average, do you?
Can't say I do now.
I don't. Okay, the hip is like I could legit like I've got friends where I could go up and I could grab their dick, no homo, haha, funny laughs.
Oh yeah,
But
I
you
got buddies
don't
that I could
touch-
run my fingers at the crack of their ass like a
you-
credit card,
You
and they
don't
wouldn't blink.
touch people's hips.
So it's
That touching someone's hips is like fucking international. We're gonna fuck language.
No,
Or
that
we
is.
have fucked
You're
language.
trying to romance me with a slow dance, you son of a bitch. What's up?
Yeah. Like you
That-
touch the hips, the signals are sent.
Now look at this too. They both have the same hairstyle, so you know that's because they shared the same fucking comb in the morning.
Same peroxide soaked comb.
Mm-hmm. Got up in the morning, had to slick that shit back, and was like, let's go. We got another day of being gay to enjoy this wonderful weather.
Hey, you know what though? Fucking kudos on that dude for fucking David Bowie. Like that's a goddamn notch on the belt for sure. That's not even a notch on the belt. That's a goddamn buckle.
That is the entire fucking belt right there.
Yeah, that's the buckle on the belt that says "I'm the world champion." Bow down, bitch.
I would have one of those like fucking targeted shirts made. It'd be like, "Don't mess with the man who was born in December and also knows how to weld, and at one point fuck David Bowie on a tiny motorcycle." And I'm just like, yes, I would have that made and wear it all the goddamn time.
Hell yeah. Fucking kudos to this man living his best life.
That man out there, you know what? He won life. Just fucking handsome, no sleeves on, hanging out.
David Bowie, huh? Iman?
I mean, he's like, hey, look.
Okay. Hypothetically speaking, if let's say that right now it was 1986, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in my prime. Let's subtract a few years. Let's say I'm what's a few years? Let's say I'm younger. And David Bowie comes up to me and we start chatting and he buys me a drink. I am just obligated to suck his dick.
Yep, sounds about right, yeah.
Whose wife did he fuck?
Everyone's.
No, I mean, like,
Everybody.
which famous musician's wife did he fuck?
Oh,
David
fuck.
Copperfield, wasn't it?
Probably all of them.
Hold on, let's find out.
Somebody made a song about it too. I can't remember. I think Iggy made a song about it.
Let's see.
Iggy Pop?
Yeah, they were best friends.
David Bowie.
Huh. Apparently Angie Bowie said that she once walked in on David Bowie and Mick Jagger naked in bed together. So that's pretty cool.
That sounds about I've seen Mick Jagger live. I've seen the way he moves at fucking 90 whatever. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Plus, they did that song together, "Dancing in the Streets," wasn't it?
Dancing in the streets.
Watch that
Okay.
and tell me this shit ain't banging.
Part of this article headline gets me with like oh, that's pretty baller. And then the other part of me gets like hit with the technical, like practical part of it and goes, no, that's not baller at all. That's fucking trash. David Bowie kept a fur-covered pit for orgies with friends, including Mick Jagger, claims biographer. That's pretty fucking cool having an orgy pit just on standby. But dude, you
Honestly,
know how
yeah.
fucking hard it is to clean bodily fluids out of fur?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bruh.
You ever see the
Yes,
back
I
of a
do.
deer? Christ. Wait, Kibbles?
What?
What?
Huh? What?
History.
Anyhow, history.
History.
What else has happened in history?
So
Oh.
I'm enjoying the Battle of Vienna right now. Did you know that the Janissaries were originally Christian children that the Ottoman Turks stole from the Balkans and turned into fine warriors?
See, the problem I have with Janissaries is I hear Janis series as in like Sylvester Stallone in oh fuck, what was that movie? Taco Bell.
Talking about Demolition Man?
Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Where Janice was the name of the program to create
Dr.
all
Janus.
the fucking clones.
No, what was that? What was his name? Was it Pat? Help me out here. Who invaded? Who was it? Was it Suleiman or
No, it was
that
Battle
was
of Vienna was in
Memel?
1600.
Was it? No, it was Mehmed. It was Mehmed too, right? Who tried invading Vienna.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, the von Habsburg family ruled over a huge stretch of land in Eastern Europe that controlled a whole bunch of different types of peoples.
Oh, you mean the
And-
Batchins?
Yeah, the Batchins. These people
Yes.
were fucking inbred to all hell, the von Habsburgs. Let me get a picture of our boy Charles II up.
Ones that were, if they were any more inbred, they'd open a sandwich shop.
Actually, when there was a meeting between fuck, what was the event? I can't remember the event. It was our boy, the original incel gamer Henry VIII before he got all fat and dick not working, and the King of France at the time, some Louis
I
or
think it
what
was
have you.
Louis the 14th or Louis the 13th.
No, way younger, like Louis VIII or something like that. Anyway, it don't matter. Anyway, it was for the eternal peace between England and France, which lasted 20 days, but that's okay. One of the
Hey, you know,
Habsburgs showed off.
when
One
it
of the
comes to
Habsburgs.
the English, that might as well be forever.
That's true. One of the Habsburgs showed up as a emissary of Austria. Of course, inbred to shit. You expect that. One of the noblemen in the court of Henry's leans over to another courtier and is quoted to be saying, "You could slice bread with that chin."
I mean, it sounds about right. Because you got to think about like anytime the Habsburgs showed up, you think anybody was just like, God damn it, here are those hicks
They
from the
knew it
backwater.
even then.
They would literally just kind of show up, and I've seen the paintings, and I know like that's them cleaning it up, so you can only imagine how bad these motherfuckers looked.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. What was it?
I-
Charles II?
I got Charles
Or-
II
It's
right
Charles-
up, right on stream, dude.
Charles II over here looking like goddamn Mac Tonight from the McDonald's commercials.
You don't even want to know what his fucking nuts looked like. They're like rotted and pus filled.
Hold on, wait a minute. The autopsy records, I have them right here.
If you ever want to fucking have a strong stomach and read the autopsy record of King Charles II of Spain.
I'll read
not
it
good.
right now.
Don't! I want to talk about the Battle of Vienna.
No, it's fine. It's good.
All right,
We'll get it
fine.
over with real quick.
Fine,
All
real
right.
quick.
The heart was the size of a peppercorn.
How big's a peppercorn?
Very small.
Keep going.
It's what they make like black pepper out of. It has to be small and ground up.
Oh, okay.
His lungs were corroded. His intestines rotten and gangrenous. He had a single testicle, black as coal, and his head was mostly full of water.
And this guy was in charge of.
You know,
Spain.
I'm in the call. You shouldn't talk about me like that.
You know what the best part is? He had an illegitimate half brother, and it's kind of like they were the equivalent of like fucking Solid Snake and Liquid Snake, because you got like his half brother was named Juan Jose de Austria, and like basically he looks like Solid Snake, because like he got all the positive genes, and you got fucking Liquid Charles over here who's just like because he can't breathe because he's got one lung and it's somewhere like in his butt cheek, and he can't get that thing out there. Because I mean,
What a handsome man.
I got photos. Hold on.
I got it in
photos.
FluffCast already.
You got okay. So that's him, and then we got right here. We got fucking Liquid Charles
Where's Liquid Charles?
right there below him. Look at that and tell me that's not Liquid Charles and Solid Charles.
That's not fair.
That's not fair at all. That's cheating.
Poor Charles.
And then, of course, we also have this photo here, which is really good for Les Enfants Terribles. So you can get that right there.
What about the bad? What about the bad kid?
So,
that was the name of the program when they tried to make all the Big Boss children. Oh my God! Who the okay? Mariana de Austria by Diego Velázquez.
All right, so this is Charles II's brother. There in the top left.
Yeah.
So like going from the Patrick to the Funk pictures, it's I'm a handsome man. A handsome man.
My mama says I'm a handsome man.
Mummy says it's a strong chin for a strong boy.
I see somebody else also watches Oversimplified.
All right, I was actually gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring up a couple YouTube channels to watch. So.
Oh no! Okay.
Battle. Yeah, what's up, Funk?
I'm sorry. I went down a rabbit hole and I got some scary shit.
Dude,
I went down a rabbit hole and found snakes.
Dude, get some snakes. Let's see some snakes. I'm all for snakes.
Okay, so first off, I'm gonna give you a photo. I'm gonna give you a photo.
All right.
Okay, so on Charles's thing here, which I believe is his sister. Look it up here. Okay. No, this is his mom. Okay.
All right, let's see his mom.
This is his mom.
Yeah,
You're gonna look at this. This is as horrifying as like when you see Donald Trump's mother.
All right, let me see. I've actually never seen Donald Trump's mother.
Just a minute, put a wig, put a better wig on that motherfucker, and that's like what his mom looks like. Oh no! Oh baby girl, who did that to you?
Yeah, that's. Oh, what the fuck! Oh, it's so funny because it's true.
Okay, so right here, this is a picture. This is Philip's. I'm sorry, Charles's mother right here.
Oh, ew.
Now here's a blurb. Like I googled her, and the first blurb I get is Mariana of Austria, or Maria Ana, was the queen consort of her uncle Philip IV of Spain from their marriage in 1649 until Philip died in 1665. She married her goddamn uncle.
Her uncle,
yes.
Huh?
Like, so that right there, and let's see. Oh no,
something Abe Simpson quote.
Something
Oh, no.
Iceland. Jesus Christ.
Oh, so Charles also.
No, I was gonna say, as was the style of the time.
You know, here, wait.
No.
Let me, and just so that way you people understand. Here. What's this?
Who's ready for something super cursed?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Here's Charles's sister.
Woo!
Wait, is she cute?
No.
Good fucking God.
No,
that's the kind of face that make a train take a dirt road. What the fuck is that?
Bro, she was born at the top of the what the fuck tree and hit every branch on the way to the ground. God damn.
Now,
For those of you that don't understand, the Habsburg family tree was the Habsburg family circle.
Pretty much. It
was
more like the Habsburg family bush. Now, here's the fun thing. She was actually like the subject matter of one of the probably one of the most amazing paintings ever, though. If I am getting this right here, let me make sure. Yeah. Okay. So like their court painter Diego Velázquez, or let me make sure I'm saying that right. Velázquez. That's it. Okay. Did this picture of her like getting basically done up, like getting ready to go out?
Oh, it's that portrait.
It's this portrait, and like this right here is fucking amazing because
that actually is a gorgeous painting.
It is, and like my favorite part is like on the left hand here, the dude in black with the red sword on his shirt. That's actually Diego. He just looks so fed up. He's like, I'm so tired of painting these inbred motherfuckers. I just want to paint a normal face for once.
My God damn it! Can I just paint a face that don't look like a potato that got run over, please?
And middle notes when to get the fuck out, though.
Even the dog over here looks fucking
the dog. I love the dog. The
He's
dog.
just like, oh man.
Oh my God.
The dog has got this face of like.
The dog looks exactly like that. It looks.
Oh, actually, wait. Actually, zooming it in a little bit more, the dog actually looks kind of normal. I can see it's some funky perspective. He didn't get the perspective.
I know. I just.
I mean, by looking at the painting, when she was this age, she looks like a normal child.
Yeah.
What happened?
And my favorite thing about this though is like he basically got everybody in here. Like the places that apparently before this was basically covered in varnish and just time. Each one of the paintings on the back wall above the dude with the door and the window back here, or no, sorry, not the window, the mirror, was in full detail of paintings that like were hanging in there. So you had paintings within paintings with this painting when he did it, and they kind of got lost to time. And then also he has like her parents right here in the mirror in there, so you basically get the whole family in there while she's getting fixed up to go out. You got like the nun and the priest back here, the handmaidens, all that. And I don't know, I love this painting because it's fucking awesome. It's got like great lighting. I love the fact that he got everybody in there, and just the fact he looks so fed up. He's just like, I want to go home. He's like, my wrist hurts. I think I'm inventing carpal tunnel. I want to go home.
It's like I can feel the gout coming on.
The
I'm
gout's
just ready
coming
to
in there pretty
die,
great.
bro. I'm checking out.
This
Like,
job ain't
bruh,
worth it anymore.
life expectancy right now is about 42. I'm 43. Shit.
And Fallout Toon Link the Doomslayer, I can't answer that question. Why does the past have to have so much incest? Because people are fucking weird and stupid.
Yeah,
Now,
they
to
definitely
keep the
are
bloodline
fucking things
pure.
that are weird and stupid.
That's the curse of our
Because-
species. That's why we're here. That's why we're having this show right
Here.
now. Because we're all fucking weird and stupid.
Here, so let me. I'm gonna try.
It
We,
just
we may
happens.
not. We may be weird and stupid, but at least we're not inbred.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
we ain't that bad.
I'm gonna have a little bit of a history lesson here for the boys back home. Let me see if I get this right. I did not get that right. Give me a sec. You guys
Also,
talk about
Kibbles, I
something
like
else
your idea
interesting.
there. So how about the
So-
one that Kibble suggested there? Yeah. Kibbles,
Like-
lead us off.
Okay, so one thing that has always just fascinated me, ever since the advent of nuclear weapons, we have come literally a button press away from total nuclear annihilation multiple times until someone went, hey, wait,
Yeah.
I don't think this is right.
Like at one point, it even got so bad that it was, I'm gonna call Russia and I'm gonna back my shit up an inch, and they'll back up an inch, and then I'll back up an inch, and then they'll back up an inch, and maybe we won't blow up the fucking planet. Maybe.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite, because I could just see this happening, but one of my favorite, maybe one of the most better known ones, was Stanislav Petrov. He was working in a missile silo in the Soviet Union when the early warning system flashed up like boop, 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 holy fuck, missiles incoming. And it was like 12 signals of, it was, granted, this was the 80s, Cold War, middle of everything. We were in the shit. They got a fucking confirmation from the early warning system that there were 12 missiles inbound from the United States. Stanislav Petrov went against orders, went against his training, went against everything when he decided, if the Americans were making a first strike, they wouldn't send only 12 missiles.
No, considering we have
This is-
fucking hundreds.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, we would have sent thousands.
Mm-hmm.
So he went against everything that he was taught. He went against his training. He went against his orders from the fucking Soviet high command. And he ignored the fucking early warning system and said, it's got to be a glitch. He actually got in trouble for this. He got in trouble for ignoring orders, but it was one of those, hey, you fucked up.
Good.
But one of those things.
You might have
Better
saved
to
the
ask for an
world.
apology than a new planet.
Yeah. So early warning went off, 12 missiles incoming, and he couldn't get a hold of anyone. He had completely, for whatever reason, I can't remember the details, he lost contact with Moscow. He couldn't get a hold of anyone. But this was like Soviet technology. Let's be real. They made the Lada, not exactly the most reliable technology.
What are you talking about? The Lada's great.
A lot is perfect if you ignore all the
Totally
times where
possible to steal a Lada. Because nobody knows how to start the damn thing.
well, yeah. So he ignored his training, he ignored his orders. He did not launch missiles. And after like 12 minutes passed and it was confirmed that hey, it is a glitch. So next time you wake up and you're not an irradiated mutant, you can thank Stanislav Petrov, because his decision to ignore orders from Soviet high command is probably the reason we're not all living in an irradiated hellscape.
Yeah. And jog my memory, Kibbles, is this correct to assume that this was at the time when denying an order from Soviet high command was 2 in the back of the head?
Pretty much, yeah. This was the early 80s. This was, let me double check this. This was 1980.
Oh, so it was 1 in the
1983.
back of the head because times were tight.
Yeah.
Times were tight. This
Yeah.
was towards the end of the Cold War, where it was like, do you want bread? Do you want a bullet? Who knows?
And right before Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which,
1
by
in the back
way,
of the head if you fuck up and disobey orders like that.
the
Yeah.
Chernobyl miniseries on HBO
Fantastic.
Oh, that shit's so
extremely
good.
it's fantastic. It is not entirely accurate. Do not use it as a docu
No.
series, but it's pretty fucking close. And how they presented acute radiation sickness and poisoning and the effects is accurate.
Yeah.
Very
Because
good series.
before I saw this, I saw Chernobyl. I'm like, I know radiation poisoning is bad, but it can't be like, it can't be hard. That's really
yeah.
bad.
Mhm.
No, it's bad. It's that bad.
You look into any of the
So
aftermath from Hiroshima and shit.
speaking of radiation and stuff, the Guyana incident is one of the most costly and I guess not infamous because people don't know what it is. One of the most serious civilian nuclear disasters was the Guyana incident, where a bunch of scrap finders, I say finders, they would steal scrap metal.
But they were Russian meth heads, which basically meant they were doing more meth than anybody else in Russia, which is 8 a lot.
It was in Brazil, but they were probably
Which one am I thinking of then? It was
okay.
the one where the scrap finders found they used it for warmth for the night.
Yes. That was the one where they actually broke into the fucking military base.
Yeah, it's like they found this. It was like they took it with them. It was warm, and like they used it to get through the night. And then the next morning, like all their hair and shit's falling out.
Nice.
Yes,
They basically snuggled
So-
up to like an open microwave.
they did. Yeah, that I can't remember the name of that one. I know it, but I can't remember But they
It starts
snuck
with a
into
T. Sorry, I messed you up. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay because that one's also a very interesting one. But the Goiânia incident was in Brazil. Scrappers went into an abandoned hospital and they took the cesium core from an X-ray machine and tried to they basically said, "Hey, this looks expensive. Let's go scrap this." So what they did, they took it and they brought it back to the shop and they're like, "Hey, we got to what's inside this? Let's break it open." They broke it open, releasing the fucking radioactive cesium, which thanks to the Cherenkov effect glows blue. And they're like, "Hey, look at this cool glowing blue shit. Let's fucking put this everywhere."
Oh man.
So there were 4 fatalities and like thousands of people in the city of Goiânia were contaminated with radiation.
Oh boy.
What's that?
Are you talking about Guyana?
Yeah.
It's a Brazilian town. It's called
No, it's a country.
Goiânia. No, not the country Guyana. It's a Brazilian city called Goiânia.
Ah,
Here we go. The Goiânia incident. Anyhow,
Oh.
radiation.
it would help if that goddamn URL was actually written out right.
No, it'll take you there.
GOI percentage, C3 percentage, A2 NIA.
Yep.
Fucking
Yep.
awesome.
No,
Thank
that's
you.
Yeah.
no, that's right. That's right.
So glad I can, converse with the Omnisaya while, trapped in fucking Brazil.
Nobody knows how to put the triangle over
Well,
the
you
arrow
know,
over the A.
it's Portuguese, which isn't really a language. It's more of a guttural fucking
It's more of a vocal train
prehistoric.
wreck, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
it really is. It really is.
Fuck. We really shouldn't talk shit about anyone's language when we're using English.
It's true.
Oh my
It's true,
god.
but like, as somebody who has Portuguese friends, they will tell you like Portuguese is to Hispanic languages what English is to everything else. Just the only reason people speak it is because it's widely spoken. And the only thing is when they say widely spoken, it's mainly just because Brazil's so goddamn big, and then there's Portugal. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it still kills me to this day that Spain and Portugal did that, where they were like, "All right, so we'll get everything past this line. You got to get everything past this line," and then it turned out that like Portugal basically got a third of what Spain did out of South America, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
But,
the
yeah, but
when
you know who won out in the end of that one? Yeah, well, kind of won.
Portugal won
out,
out in the end because basically
Yeah.
they got the richer countries. So basically, they had stuff that was people actually wanted. Then you got like everything else was just rocks.
Portugal also was able. I think that there was Pat. Correct me if I'm wrong. Portugal, the monarch of Portugal, got kicked out of his own country, so he reset up the monarchy over in Brazil. Yeah, he reset up the monarchy over
Yep.
in Brazil and set up the Empire of Brazil. That's why Brazil is like one contiguous nation.
Wait, you're skipping a thing real quick.
Oh, am I? Oh,
Yep.
okay, my bad.
Okay, so first we're gonna go with Funk said. King of Spain, King of Portugal, because we're both the main colonial powers. Went to the Pope because the Pope is the all-knowing, all-powerful man who will set this shit straight. Pope just took a line, crossed it right down the earth.
And what was that? That was
Fair.
that was the Treaty of Tortillas, right?
That something like that. And it was supposed to be anything to the east is Portugal, which would be around Africa and India. Anything to the west is Spain. Except Brazil was not discovered yet, and it falls right on that line, or no, right east of that line. So they just got Brazil. It was a fucking bot. Even back then, they were doing loopholes and shit. Yeah, basically like that. What you're drawing. But for what you're saying is when Napoleon came.
Oh, big Napoleon. That's who it was.
Yeah, little Dick Napoleon. Yep. They fled.
The
because
Portuguese monarchy.
Portuguese monarchy fled to Brazil. Its only real colony left at that point. Went over there, stayed. After Napoleon was defeated at, oh god,
Waterloo.
no, Leipzig first.
Oh, okay.
Then they came back. One of the brothers, or no, then the monarch died, I believe. The son, however, wanted to stay in Brazil, broke off, created the Empire of Brazil, and renounced his old title. That was Pedro the First.
Yep.
And then his son, I believe, was Pedro the Second, who
Yes.
everybody knows.
Now, for those of you who don't know, everyone in Brazil fucking loves Pedro the Second. Pedro the Second was your kind uncle who just showed up, gave you cool gifts, taught you lessons. Was super cool, but also like a really good teacher. He knew what was best for the country. When people revolted against him, he was like, when he was finally 90, and the corrupt people around him were like, "Yo, get Pedro out of power. He's an autocrat." He's like, "I am an autocrat. I guess I'll leave. Whatever." It was
No, please don't leave.
And then when he went to leave Brazil, the Admiralty, the people in charge of the Navy, were like, "Emperor, we can fight for your country back." He said, "Don't bother. I'm very tired. I didn't have a childhood. I've been emperor ever since I was 4 years old. Stop. Let me go rest, for the love of God." Let's get a picture of this guy out, because he had one hell of a fucking beard. Really cute wife, too, I think. No, she was ugly. He cried upon seeing his wife. He married a German princess to legitimize his own royalty, took one look at her, and almost fucking wept immediately because she was so goddamn ugly. But I think over time he grew to love her because they're married for so long. Yeah,
it's kind of one of those things. They told her it's like, oh yeah, I mean, like you're gonna meet her. She's a very hardy woman. Like she's very stout. She's very, she's tough. And like Olga shows up, looking about 3 foot wide and about 4 foot tall, just solid muscle, and he's like
Come out looking like Habsburg.
Yeah.
looking like Habsburg. And he's like, "Is that her? Is that her brother? No, that is her, sir."
Is that her dog?
She wasn't German.
What was she? She was Italian?
Italian.
Yeah, that
So she's hairy.
Yep. Ugh.
know what,
More
you know what?
specifically, Naples. I don't remember what they are.
Nipple. No,
Nipple.
not
She
Nepalese,
was she was a
that's not
big nipple.
Nipples.
She was a big nipple.
A
Got
nipples the
nipples.
enchilada.
If-
Kind of breezy out here today, isn't it?
Any fucking Brazilian will look at this picture and immediately start crying. Everyone in Brazil is just like, if we had kept Pedro and had legitimate heir, things would be different for Brazil. But they didn't. They jumped from military junta to military junta. You're up, Funk?
Pedro looks like Santa.
He does.
But I also have one. Like, do you know what my favorite thing about Brazil is?
What? The women?
Have you ever heard of the Confederados?
No. I have
Yes,
not.
yes, I love it.
Okay, so
I love that.
Billy's gonna know that this is fucking fantastic. What happened? And this is another, because I also use this to dunk on the Confederacy again, because they're all like, like, we're the the whites are superior. Okay, so basically what happened, and I'm gonna give you the short version of this because I don't want to read the whole goddamn thing. Confederate deserters in Brazil stayed and basically hooked up with Brazilian women and dudes, whatever. It's the Confederados is basically the Portuguese translated name to American Confederates who moved to Brazil. And to this day, you will go down there and there's a bunch of Hispanic people dancing around with Confederate flags, wearing like cosplaying fucking Confederate troops or LARPing Confederate troops, whatever you want to fucking call it, and running around. And I mean, they go hard on this shit. And I'm going to get you a photo of this. So anytime somebody talks about like, the purity of the Confederates, I'm like, y'all moved to South America, jumped on the first brown booty you saw, and just called it a day. Don't come at me with that shit. Y'all a bunch of weak motherfuckers had to run. So here we go. Is this it? There you go.
The town is mostly located in is, funny enough, known as Americana,
Mm-hmm.
the town of the Americans. And they all went
here-
there because at the time, yeah, they lost. They're big losers. But slavery was still legal in Brazil.
Yep.
So they ran with their slaves.
They ran
Except
with their slaves.
within 10, 15 years, slavery was abolished in Brazil. So what do? You stay. There's nothing you could do.
I'm trying to find like what's the best picture. There's a lot of like just wacky ass pictures. Here we go. This is the best one. This is them like having a goddamn barn dance with this shit. This is like the same shit as when I see like dudes wearing like the Nazi shit. And I'm like, you just like, no, it doesn't even look cool. Fuck off. Get out of here with that shit. Plus, you were a 4XL and that shirt is an extra large. Get the fuck out of my sight.
It is known as the Festa Confederata.
And
And
just like,
Jesus,
yeah. Okay, here's another one. This was really good because this picture looks way more Hispanic as fuck. Because of course there's a dude front and center in a white cowboy hat.
If you're Brazilian and you don't like me drawing your fucking national hero as a fluffy pony, I'm very sorry. Get over it.
Confederado is one of my favorite things. When I found out about this, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" Then I looked it up, and you got shit like this down here, and I'm looking at this girl, and I'm like, "Y'all killing me!" Like y'all killing me.
Is there a picture up?
I got like 4 pictures in
Sorry,
FluffCast.
Tracing over Pedro. My apologies. Oh, what the fuck?
yeah,
Can I show this on YouTube?
don't.
Probably.
You know what? Whatever. Fuck it.
You might get in trouble. I don't know.
You know what?
It's historical context.
I ain't making no money off of this. So they're using. All right, it's so odd. So a lot of people. I used to be a bit of a gamer myself. I'll be the first to admit it. I was a bit of a gamer back in the day. I used to get into a lot of heated discussions over the Confederate flag. And I'm just going to say it. It doesn't matter that it was the battle flag, it wasn't their national flag, blah, 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 this or that. What matters is the context and the way people use it. Now, there are things to take away from the Confederacy that are positives. But you can't, you gotta admit, these people enslaved human beings. You can't get past that. Throwing up the flag is just like blatant inflammatory practicing, you know?
Yeah.
And trying to loophole your way through it. It don't matter about about pragmatism. Humans are not pragmatic. Humans don't make sense. You throw the fucking I don't even know what the flag is called. You throw the Confederate flag up somewhere, you're asking to get your face punched. I don't know.
It's as somebody who I'm
I'll
Southern.
just throw
You
this.
can't. I know. Like people can't tell. I'm Southern. I hide my accent very well. Um, As somebody who grew up down here, and I grew up in Mississippi. Mississippi was the second state to basically secede from the Union. And for a long time, when you're a kid, you're taught that's like a point of pride. And because everybody's like, yeah, they rebelled against government tyranny. And then you learn the real reason why they did it. And everybody's like, oh, like there comes a time in your life as a child of Mississippi, you either hear why we actually seceded and what happened. You either go, or you just go, shit, that sucks. And then you kind of just renounce. So she goes, I'll admit, like my class ring had a Confederate flag on it because at the time I was like, oh, this is just a cool thing. And then like I got to actually studying about it. And I was like, oh fuck, now that thing does not come out of the cedar chest because I'm like, I don't want to see that embarrassing fucking thing anymore. But no, it's like the Confederacy was weird because part of it was also the same shit you saw after 9/11 where rich folks were taking advantage of basically poor dumbass farmers and being like, they're going to come down here and change your way of living. And basically what that meant was they're going to come down here and they're going to change my way of living. I want you to go throw yourself on a fucking bayonet for this. And that's 90% of the battles that happen is like you just got wrapped up in dumbass blind patriotism because the average fucking Southern dirt farmer wasn't going to see any kind of changes out of the Civil War. Like, but old Whitey McWhitebread over here, or Cracker McHonkyton over here, is going to see a lot of changes out of it because his granddaddy had slaves, and he don't want to go outside in the daytime because it's hot. So the Confederacy was a bunch of horse shit. Honestly, that we probably could have not had the war because the Confederacy would have fell apart within 5 years because they had no means of production. They just had means of here's raw materials. What do we do with it now? LOL.
So the big thing is that they were like, yo, the cotton trade, the Confederacy produces all the fucking cotton in the world. What's the world gonna do without the Confederate cotton? And the Turks were like, did somebody say cotton? And Turkey jumped right on it. And we're like, we are now have a huge discount on cotton. And the whole world was like, well, it sucks to be you, Confederacy. And they're like, God damn it.
Once they seceded, like, yeah, Turkey was actually able to even export it cheaper than what they were able, the Confederacy was able to send it fucking domestically.
Yep.
So it was just like, what the fuck? And so the Confederacy was like, oh shit, we're in all kind of trouble now. And the only reason they put up a fight as long as they did is just because it's terrain in the South. In fact, things like, Vicksburg. Vicksburg was a big battle. It was actually bloody enough and long enough that the town of Vicksburg, Mississippi did not celebrate the 4th of July until I believe it was 45. Might have been 42. Can't quite remember. 45, I want to say, because 42 Pearl Harbor happened after in December. So yeah, I want to say 45. Or it might have been later. I had to look it up. But long story short, the Confederacy was doomed from the start. They could have just let it die off. Probably would have been better for everybody. But at the same time, I could see where Lincoln came from because he couldn't just let them fuck off and do their own thing because then who the fuck's going to listen to you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a mess. It was funny. And also just, the leader of the fucking Confederacy, Jefferson Davis, was found basically trying to escape American forces dressed as a woman in a covered wagon.
Yes.
So anytime everybody's like, yeah, they were led by strong men. No.
He ran.
He ran. Stonewall Jackson lost his arm because his own fucking men shot him. And see who else was there? There's a part of it was all just some dumbass shit. Now it's like you gotta be kidding me.
We also can't forget about how they plan to not only win the war, but also invade Cuba to expand slavery.
Because that was gonna work. Because
Yeah,
the Confederacy put all their money into like 3 Ironside boats, and that was about it.
Yeah, we're gonna go into a maritime slavery expansion movement, while the largest maritime power at the time is also the biggest abolitionist power at the time. Fucking whatever.
Yes.
That's fucking stupid.
No, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense. For those who don't know, the United Kingdom, huge abolitionists in the 19th century when they were
Unless it fits
untouchable, unless it fits their quota.
Unless you were like Indian at that point.
Unless you were Indian, yeah, but
unless you were Indian, African, Indo-Chinese, Australian, Irish,
basically anywhere that had
Canadian.
tea.
Look, you got tea, they want it.
So yeah, I always love talking about the Confederacy and all that shit because people try to make it sound like it was fucking lost causers up here trying to make it sound like it was this amazing ideology, and you're just like, no, dude, your ancestors got fucking fooled by fucking shysters.
You know what's funny? It's actually it's fucking Star Wars covers the same exact shit, especially in their Legends shit, where it's like, hey, the Republic is a little corrupt. Maybe it's time that there's a degree of confederacy, you know, a little bit of decentralization of powers, you know. So there are some decent ideas there. However, in Star Wars, they don't do the fucking slavery thing on a national level. Whatever.
They had droids.
Well, they
instead.
don't show it.
Yeah, they got droids.
But yeah, there's also Wookiees being enslaved like a motherfucker. So.
Oh right.
But what about the Wookiees?
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
They showed in that one game. We've discussed this.
One of my
Republic Commando.
God, one of my favorite fucking Star Wars lore channels made a video about the droid attack on the Wookiees, and it was like the droid attack went unnoticed until one man, the bravest man amongst the Jedi Council, not Qui-Gon Jinn, what's his name, Ki-Adi-Mundi, dared to ask the question, "What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?" This question stunned millions, and finally, the Council began to take it seriously.
One of my favorite things about Star Wars lore in general, is basically just being able to say that everything terrible that happened in Star Wars can be blamed on Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Isn't he an asshole?
He's behind it all.
Oh, dude, he was a huge asshole. He basically fucked over a lot of people. He also was like one of the ones that was very against Anakin being on the Jedi Council. He was also, now here's the thing though, he had a lot of like special privileges because he was like one of the last of his kind. He was basically allowed just to go out and lay pipe like a motherfucker.
He was like a Gerudo, right?
It was more of a, I think it was, I can't remember what it was killing off his species, but basically he was just allowed to go out, lay pipe, do whatever he wants to. And for some reason, people listen to this cone-headed motherfucker, and he just didn't listen to nobody.
Memory serves, the Jedi Council didn't like have a problem with you fucking. Getting attached.
He had a legit exclusion, not exclusion,
he had a hall pass.
He had a hall pass. Like they literally gave it to him because his race was like so goddamn endangered to this point that he could go out there and basically do what he wanted with this here. Like he could go out there and he could have family and shit because he had like a harem, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like
okay.
Seven wives,
the family thing is a bit different. Yeah, that changes shit.
Let me get the picture.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as far as I'm aware, Jedi's never had a problem with you fucking. It was just getting attached to what came out afterwards.
Let me get this here, because
I'm trying to get a picture of Ki-Adi-Mundi's many wives.
Because they actually call them his wives. They're not like concubines or mistresses, they say wives. So I'm going to say he was, like, from the way I've been able to read it, he's like, basically has his own family. And like, the best way to describe him, he was the Mitch McConnell of the Jedi fucking Senate, or the Jedi Order.
Okay, apparently he's got 4 wives at least.
Mm-hmm. Or better yet, he's not the Mitch McConnell. He's more of the fucking Rand Paul, It's like, fuck you and your problem, but there's a problem on my planet. Just like that motherfucker when all that shit happened in Kentucky. He's like, fuck the people of Louisiana. But hey, Kentucky got hit by a tornado. We really need some help. Y'all should be giving to Kentucky. Hashtag,
now you better watch out, Funk. Taika Waititi's getting fucking canceled on Twitter now because he made a joke about the Kentucky tornado. You can't be doing that.
I mean, my illustrious
Something bad happened somewhere. Can't ever make a joke about the shit. God forbid we fucking have some levity.
Considering the fact I've been making Katrina jokes since 2006.
Yeah, right.
You know what? But I lived through that shit. So
yeah, man, I was making 9/11 jokes the day the shit happened.
I mean, it happened because I remember sitting there going like, "Hey, does this mean we're gonna get the day off school?"
Yeah, me and Bill are just kind of like,
you're sitting there because when that shit happened, like everybody down here in Mississippi is like, "What? They could attack down here," and I'm like, "And do
No, they
what?
won't.
And like destroy Elvis's house? Dear God, they destroyed the house of a child diddler."
See, that's the thing. It's a little different for y'all living as close as y'all do to New York, but we're out here in the middle of bumfuck literal goddamn fucking nowhere with nothing to attack. Like, what the fuck are they gonna blow up in the middle of here?
Should probably get rid of
Yeah,
these
y'all gonna
fucking
blow up a
boxes.
rice farm? You did so much damage to America. Congratulations, the terrorists totally won.
What is like what happened around you,
Ah.
punk? They took out the Whataburger. Never forget.
God forbid.
Not
They
the
hit the
Whataburger.
Walmart. Shit, we're gonna have to go to Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, right? Oh no, they took out Walmart corporate. Whatever will we do?
I don't want to have to go to Jitney Jungle. Jitney Jungle's got too damn high on pork. Kmart,
Yeah, no, fuck
fuck
that shit.
Kmart.
It's all okay or none of it's okay, folks.
That's it. Like,
So
you gotta
speaking of
make jokes about
Kmart,
what we got about Kmart, Gibbons?
I actually live near a Kmart.
No way.
Holy shit!
Holy
There
But
are
you
fuck.
ain't talking about that
There-
that one
there
marketplace
are-
that sells that god awful
No, no,
woman's
no.
cooking, are you?
That too. No, that's all of them actually. So there are 8 Kmarts left in America.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So after their bankruptcy and their buying of fucking what did they buy? Sears?
Sears and
Yeah.
like they bought like that and a bunch of other failed shit. Like they bought
Yeah.
Zellers
They-
and Ames.
Yeah. So Kmart, which at one time was a huge competitor, excuse me, to Walmart, made some horrible decisions. There was a little bit of like corruption involved, yada yada yada. They went from like 2,300 Kmarts worldwide to 8.
God damn.
Yeah.
I think they're still going hard in China and Australia, if I remember correctly.
They
Let me
they
see.
are in Australia.
Barely.
Now the ones in China actually are not even affiliated with the main office.
None of
Like,
them are anymore at this point since they went bankrupt.
Well, this is before they went bankrupt. Like they were operating and aren't even affiliated with like Sears or Kmart, any of that. Australia, I think, is still going, and then there's like Kibble said, the 8 here. Now the big question is, Kibbles, does yours have a Little Caesars pizza station in it?
Let me find out. Kmart Miami.
Because those are like my favorite things ever. You can go in there and like while your mom's shopping, you can go get a piece of pizza and just fucking hang out there and not have to worry about her meeting your friends and have to deal with that shit for 2 hours.
They got those in Costco around here. They got a Costco by UB?
Ooh, are they are hiring. Kmart is hiring.
I'm jobless right now.
We can get you working with Kmart, get all the Little Caesars you could eat
I don't want to fucking talk about it.
until the fucking Funkin' Friends deal goes through.
I was
that
employed.
right?
I was employed for 12 hours, and then I quit.
I don't
No.
blame you, dude. Like,
Don't feel bad about that shit, dude. Never feel bad about quitting a job. Never. If you quit, you left under your terms, sir.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
You didn't get fired. You said, fuck this trash. I'm not here to carry you assholes and not make a paycheck.
That's basically what happened. I got hired by a local Dunkin' Donuts, which is like a coffee shop, if you don't know it. Funk says they're nationwide. I've met people who've never heard of Dunkin' before, but all right.
they're kind of nationwide. Like for the most part, there's a split at the Mason-Dixon line, basically for Krispy Kreme and Dunkin'.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you live in the South, like me and Menthol, you're going to see more Krispy Kreme than you will Dunkin', more likely.
Yeah.
You're more likely to see a Krispy Kreme down here, but Dunkin's are not unheard of either. They kind of
No.
exist side by side.
Like Wawa's up here.
Down there.
Personally, prefer Krispy Kreme because Dunkin' Donuts are like way too spongy. Like,
Yeah.
they would dry your mouth the fuck out.
I like their cronuts though.
Never had
They
them.
are good. They're all right. And like they're the only Dunkin' like that I've ever really liked is there's one in Grand Bay, Alabama, which is on my way home from Mobile, and like a travel authority, and you can go in there and they have pretty good donuts. But like everyone else I've ever gone to, it just smells like burnt coffee, and the donuts are fucking. It's like eating styrofoam.
I was gonna say, at least at Dunkin' Donuts, like the cold brew coffee's pretty fucking good. Half the time when you go into a goddamn Krispy Kreme down here and order a cup of coffee, it ain't worth fucking with. It's like IHOP coffee. It might as well be fucking mop water.
Anyway, so talking about Dunkin', I walked in there at fucking 8 a.m. And 1 hour in, I was their best employee. I had come off of 5 years as a pretty, not to toot my own horn here, I was somewhat important at a rather large pizza joint in New Jersey, pizza capital of the world. So, I was
Pizza
hot to
capital of the
trot.
world. You hear that? Get
Yeah.
fucked, Italians.
Yeah, get fucked, Italy. Anyway,
The Ron White joke about fuck chili in Cincinnati, Ohio.
whatever. It was
Yeah.
a wholly unpleasant experience at Dunkin', and
No,
yeah. What's
Go
up?
ahead. Sorry.
Basically,
No, honestly, go ahead. Well, you say what you're gonna say. I'm gonna shut up.
I didn't have a good time. I want my $80 back, Lorraine, and we're done. You're up, Funk.
What's up, Santa?
Hey, Santa.
What I was gonna say
Hey.
is, Ron White has a joke about before Ron White got, I can't listen to him anymore because now he's just fucking boomer humor, the comic. He used to have a joke about he went to Cincinnati and like they were having some kind of chili cook-off and they were like, Cincinnati, Ohio is the chili capital of the world. And he's like, well, don't tell anybody in fucking Guadalajara, Mexico or anything. He's like, some boy right up here on a goat with an onion and kick all y'all's ass. But then he need a ride home because you can't ride home on a bowl full of goat. And it was like, that was always one of my favorite jokes hearing that because you hear that kind of shit all the time. Like, where was I at one time? That said they were like the po' boy capital of the world. And I'm like, nah, man, I tried your po' boys. They were trash. It's also kind of like New Orleans. New Orleans is always like, we got fresh Gulf seafood every day, which if you see that in the state of Louisiana, that means it was caught in either Mississippi, Alabama, or Florida because everything caught off the coast of Louisiana is going to taste like fucking 86 octane. The entire Gulf off the coast of Louisiana has nothing but like it's basically more 30 weight than water at this point.
Yeah.
It reminds
No,
me of that joke from South Park where it's like, look at all my shrimp, yo, it's covered in shrimp, it's covered in oil, look at that shrimp.
Any place that
fish in your fucking gas tank.
any place that like touts being the best in the world at whatever the fuck.
Blow yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of up your own ass there, ain't you, kiddo?
but Jersey and pizza. Yeah, but Jersey and pizza.
Yeah,
New York
but
and
I'm
pizza.
sure that there's somebody out there that can make a pizza that's more to my taste that doesn't live in Jersey.
Everyone that's made good pizza in New Jersey came from New York, Andy. It's a sad truth.
Whatever you say, bub.
I mean, it's just like, I'm
it's
sure
called New
there's
Jersey style, a New York thin crust, not New Jersey thin crust.
It's just like, I'm sure there's some cat in Detroit that's just like, man, fuck New York pizza. I don't care for it. I like Detroit style.
That shit's disgusting.
You're allowed to have it.
I don't want to talk about
I
it.
like Brooklyn style pizza.
Isn't that just New York?
No, it's slightly different.
It's the big wide flat pieces.
Yeah, you gotta like fold that bitch. Like
yeah.
It was like when I first discovered how like an authentic cheesesteak is made. I was like, I never want to go to Philly because they use like Cheese Whiz and Kraft singles on it. And I'm like, what? No. There's a place down the road uses like fucking like mozzarella and actual cheese, not standard cheese product number 86 or fucking Cheese Whiz. Because I'm sorry, room temperature cheese you eat out of a can is not cheese.
No,
that's just caulking that they put the orange powder on.
What's fucked up, dude? A lot of joints I've noticed, like, it's the weirdest thing. The cheapest fucking pizza joints out there tend to use actual high quality cheese to make up for everything else. Which is kind of funky because, like, you go to like Hunt's Brothers or some shit, dude, that's gas station pizza. You know what you're getting coming in here. It's not going to be fucking 10 out of 10. It's going to be like a 6.5 tops. But nobody ever had bad pizza. It's still fucking pizza. Shut up. You're going to eat it either way.
That's it. And like it's like, our lovely sponsor over, our one day sponsor at the Funky Bunch. They go hard with the fucking ingredients. Like they have like good ass cheese on those pizzas at Little Caesars. And then you go like,
they use Munster and mozzarella.
Yeah. They use like a combination. It's not like you go over to fucking Domino. Well, not actually Domino's all right, but it's not like you
go over to fucking Pizza Hut and they're barely
Yeah.
using a fucking memory of mozzarella while throwing fucking Swiss on the goddamn thing.
They're back there with like Ritz Bix crackers, scraping the cheese out between the two of them, putting them on the pizza, and you're just like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
We have a place down here where it's they use mozzarella, of course, but they also use a cheddar as well, so it's a nice blend. You can taste it. There's just one problem. you pick up that slice of pizza and a pool, and I mean a pool of grease
Oh,
just
yeah.
drips onto your plate.
Oh yeah.
People are
Mhm.
adverse to it. Also, there's the sauce hose, but that's beside the point.
I'm a
Dude.
sauce ho. I need a saucy
No,
No,
sauce
a hose.
hose,
pizza. Fucking dry
HOSE.
pizza.
like
I'm
a
still gonna
sauce,
call
like
Santa
a
the sauce ho from now on, so you know that's gonna happen.
hose, HOSE,
I
the
admit
sauce
I am the
hose.
type that will bitch if it doesn't have enough sauce. I need a saucy pizza.
Nigga, we ain't talking about sucking dick for pizza. We're talking about a water hose for it.
Ah,
Let that man suck dick for pizza. You don't slut shame Santa.
nigga, you know
That
I'm a
man want
hoe.
to suck dick for the deep dish. He can suck dick for the deep dish.
Santa's
Don't
out
ask
here
him.
trying to start a fucking pizza car.
Do not get him to tell you what he would do for the fucking stuffed crust.
No, Santa, real shit, what would you do for a fresh set of sauce stuffed crust from the 90s? Go.
I actually don't like stuffed crust.
No,
You're
it's
just
not stuffed
gonna-
crust with cheese, it's sauce in the crust.
Like they had a different sauce on, like they had the regular sauce on the pizza, then you got to the crust, and it was stuffed with this like spicier sauce that was fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it's
That
fire
actually
as
sounds
fuck.
good. I've never actually tried it, but since I never
It-
tried it, I wouldn't do anything for it.
Yeah, it was like a little small thing that they did for a very short period of time with a brand of frozen pizzas, and then they just, I guess, didn't sell very well because they got rid of them.
Dude,
They're
I
really
bought
cool,
one of
though.
those. I was buying those like once a week, like just to eat one like every Saturday because they were fucking great. Like I love those things. Like I had a train of thought here. Yeah, just like I don't know. I'm one of those people where like don't tell me your food's like super fancy or authentic and it turns out some shit like that. Cause I'm one of those that if I'm gonna spend money on anything, it's gonna be ingredients to make shit good for people. I know that I might not go out and buy the super name brand one, but you know, I know what would make something tasty. And like it always makes me think back to like the fucking memory that I have blocked away. Him back there somewhere between that time. No, I spent the weekend at church and like realizing that my fiance at the time was a goddamn monster, and I should have seen this as a red flag. When when I was in kindergarten, my kindergarten teacher taught us how to make these really nice little things where you take the little yeah, that's the those sauce stuffed pizzas over in FluffCast chat.
That might be good. I've never actually had those before.
They were fire, dude. Because that sauce on the outside was like spicier and it kind of had like a kick to it. It was like almost like a meat sauce instead of just regular sauce.
That sounds good because I do make my spaghetti sauce with a bit of spice in it.
It wasn't like hot, but it was like enough that you could like feel a
It
little
was
tingle
like
anytime.
black pepper spice, where it was more aromatic, where you're just like, oh, it's got a little kick to it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Well,
oh, okay,
to
this
be
is
more
good.
specific, I don't put it to where you put fucking hatch chili in it like a fucking degenerate.
No,
I'm talking about
But-
There's a lot of
I
people out there
use
that
like
love it.
spicy Italian sausage from the fucking grocery store. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's closer to what we're
Yeah.
talking about with those.
but my teacher taught me to make these things where you would get these little buttermilk biscuits from Walmart. You can get them for like a 4-pack for like $2. And you would make those, press them out, put pizza toppings on them, bake them, and go. And that was like what kept me alive during college. That and Little Caesars kept me alive in college. And so I made them one day, and my fiance come over and I was showing her how to make them. And she was like so excited. She's like, I've never made anything like this before because my fiance was a rich girl. And I was like, all right,
She ain't know nothing about the tortilla pizza in the microwave or none of that shit.
Didn't know nothing about that. Didn't know nothing about putting the Parmesan cheese on the kettle corn to make a fucking delicious ass treat. Didn't know nothing about name brand sodas. I was like, babe, what the hell has Mr. Sakharov been teaching you? But
To be fair, I didn't know about tortilla pizzas till I met you fuckers.
you're a better person for it now. that
That's
you know.
only because I'm a goddamn degenerate.
I'm choosing not to puke right now.
But
You're
The tortilla
pathetic.
pizzas.
I showed her how to make these little pizzas, and I was like, yeah, they're really good this way. I was like, this is how you make them. And then I came over to her house one day. I came over to her apartment because she was living in her apartment here in Hattiesburg. And I went over, and she's like, I made some of those little pizzas for you. And I was like, well, that's awesome, because we were going to watch a movie or some shit. And I go into the kitchen, and I see them, and I saw a war crime on a fucking plate. Because what she had done is she had taken the biscuits. She had gotten the biscuits right. And I was like, okay. She had used like the Walmart brand pizza sauce, which I will never use because it's like
Ugh.
making love in a canoe because it's fucking near water. She used that, so they were like watery with no sauce. And then she had like tried to put pepperonis on them, but they'd all like fallen off. And the reason they had fallen off was because instead of like putting shredded pizza blend cheese or mozzarella or anything like that,
No, don't tell me she used singles.
she did.
Oh.
She used a single.
no.
She used a single per piece of pizza, so it was just covered in a piece of Kraft single, each one of them. And she had made the entire pack of 40, so she had to get like 2 packs of Kraft singles. So that's like $10 for fucking this. The whole thing of this was like it was super cheap to make, where I could make an entire
No,
thing of
that-
these for like $2.
Bro, that's one of those things where I'd be like, okay, honey, date night is fucking canceled. I'm fixing to break this DVD in half, and we're going to teach you how to cook from the ground up. Step 1, put some water in a pot and turn that motherfucking heat on.
It was, dude, it was fucking rough. Like, you know what I ended up doing is like, I got over there and I said, hey, you know what makes mine fucking phenomenal? I was like, you're a newbie at this. I'm gonna teach you what makes this phenomenal. And I got the pepper out of the fucking cover and I unscrewed the lid just enough that bitch was gonna fall off. And started like spraying like, yeah, you put a little bit of pepper. Oh no, there's pepper all over them. What the fuck are we gonna do? Oh no! It's fucking Christmas is ruined.
Chad play right there.
I was just like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I was like, I tell you what. I was like, if you went through so much trouble, let me go get you some ingredients. We'll make them. And I left right then. Like I think I cried in the truck for a little while, just there, like I felt dirty. I was like, I need to scrub myself right now because I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. I was like, I'm marrying a goddamn monster.
And you're getting sick over tortilla pizza when
I don't want to talk about it.
We've seen Altoona pizza.
I don't want
a
to talk
while
about.
back.
I don't want to talk about no fucking tortilla pizza, yeah.
Bro,
The
I'm telling you, it's not
Altoona
as bad
pizza
as
is
you're
way
acting
worse.
like. Real shit. It just got revealed recently that fucking Domino's has been using that trick for years. Calm the fuck down, son.
I don't like Domino's.
It'd be all right.
I don't like them either, but they've been using it and people's been buying the shit. If people's willing to pay $12 a fucking pie for it, doesn't mean I can't do it.
Why is it that every time I have Domino's, it tastes like lead in my mouth?
I don't know. I wouldn't eat their fucking pizza, honestly. Everything else they got that's not pizza, pretty fucking good, to be quite frank.
Yeah, they don't have the worst wings, actually. You know, I'll give them credit there. Yeah.
Their sandwiches and their desserts and shit, pretty good. I actually like them.
Yeah.
I just
Pizza
don't like
nut.
the pizza crust. They're everything except for their fucking pan is terrible.
A lot of salt. Too much.
Yeah, no, like it's just
Much
as easy for
formula
me to
and
ride
shit.
down the road and go to fucking
You got way
Little
too much fucking
Caesars.
garlic on the fucking crust.
How
So
much is
we
too
would-
much garlic?
Here's a question for you boys. Do you
Yeah.
like a cracker style or more of a bready style crust on your
Bread.
calzone?
Oh, calzone?
On
Bready.
your calzone specifically.
Bread.
Breaded. It absorbs the sauce better.
Yep.
Yeah, bread, 100%.
Same as a stromboli.
Haven't had a good
I don't-
calzone.
I don't know, like I've had a good calzone kind of for both. I've had a good bread one. I've had a good cracker style.
Because
So, because
like,
There's
boy,
a-
that cracker style, man, when you get it made right, fuck.
the
Yep.
cracker style one I had was like almost like they wrapped it in like a Pizza Hut thin crust. That shit was really good to me.
Or almost like
Yeah.
a pita shell that's not nearly as tough.
Kind of,
Whatever,
sort of,
maybe
like
potato chips.
yeah, like I could just bite into it and like, sure, it kind of broke everywhere, but then it was just like I was just picking it up, eating it like a motherfucker. So
I'm in
It
your
was good,
boat now,
though.
Kibbles. I'm getting hungry too for this.
I ate before we started.
real,
'cause
right?
I
knew
did
this
too,
was-
but now I'm getting
Yeah.
hungry again.
So I'm gonna go, excuse me. I am gonna go ahead and take off because 1, I'm hungry, and 2, I'm working tomorrow because my life sucks.
It's getting better, my man. Thanks for coming on, though. Always appreciate it, man.
You
Oh, yeah.
finally
Thank
leaving
you
Florida?
guys. What?
Are you
What?
finally leaving Florida?
Yeah. I'll be going.
Woo!
I'll be going far away from this place.
I don't blame you a bit. Like,
Florida, it is a silly place.
He's getting away from the elephant foot of a state that we unfortunately have not figured out how to cut off yet.
Well,
Why did we take it from the
please.
Spanish again?
Because I couldn't control it, and now we can't. And then
Honestly, we couldn't get a better
no
deal.
one can control it.
No, bro, that was like Condoleezza Rice in the fucking racial draft on Chappelle's show. That was fucking forced on us. We had to take that bitch as part of another deal.
God, fucking. So there used to be Native American raids across the Spanish-American border
Yes.
between Florida and Georgia. So America called up Spain one day. It was like, "Hey, control your freaking land." And Spain was like, "Nah, we're not gonna do it." And America was like, "All right, it's ours then." And that's it. And then the United States learned no one can control Florida. It's just not feasible.
Hey,
No
Bugs
one
Bunny
will
tried
ever.
to save us from that shit. Bugs Bunny tried to cut that shit loose, and everybody was just like, "Nah, man, we can't do that." I'm like, "Yes, we can."
Yes, you can. Let it go.
Yeah, just get a bunch of people with hacksaws and just do a Bugs Bunny.
Or just take Florida and push it somewhere else.
I need to work my fucking perspective.
Shove that motherfucker off in the ocean somewhere. It'll float.
It'll be Cuba
If it
too.
don't, whatever.
Pat,
Lesser Cuba.
Pat, you watching the stream?
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta find my glasses.
Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. What do you got?
I love how My Agony is Ceaseless also has the perfect screen name to be from Florida. Sorry, just had to point that out.
No, that makes perfect sense.
I was thinking about this while making food earlier. Pat,
Don't worry,
Yep.
Sauce. We'll get you out of there first.
good talk, Pat.
No. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to think. Is this?
Yeah, it's this one I hunted you down just before on the
Oh,
stream. Yeah,
fuck you. Eat
Yeah.
shit.
dude.
Drink cum.
Yeah, you first. Christ. Anyway,
Man,
It's not fair, man. That ain't cool.
you know what one of my favorite things is
Well,
Hmm?
when people are just so checked out. I'm gonna read a fun little tweet here. Went to Burger King this morning for a Diet Coke. First of all, why are you going to Burger King for a Diet Coke? They don't have dollar drinks like fucking McDonald's or anything. Just go to the goddamn gas station.
All right.
But I went to Burger King this morning for a Diet Coke, and there was only one person working in the whole building. This is happening everywhere in Ohio. Isn't socialism grand? And I just sat there for a minute. I was like, I wish,
Sorry,
like,
what?
Wait.
I wish I was that out of touch of reality. Like, I just woke up in the morning and was like, isn't socialism, which is not going on in this country, fucking grand?
Wait.
Bruh, for
wait.
real, Evil Knievel would be scared of making that jump in logic.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
that reminds me of a Louis Black joke. He talked about something the same thing. He's sitting in IHOP, eating a huge stack of pancakes because it's IHOP, and he's going like he overhears a conversation. This woman goes, "If it wasn't for my horse, I would have never passed that semester at college."
Huh?
What?
Huh?
And he's just trying to analyze it. Is he like, did she ride the horse to college? He's like, no, that wouldn't work. Did she sell the horse? It's like, he starts, and the only thing I could do was shove the fork up my ass because that relieved the pressure.
That, you know what? That's legit. I don't believe it. Because like, I'm reading this here and like, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a copy of it. I'm gonna put it here in FluffCast. I'm gonna break this down for a little bit. I'm gonna look at this here a second. So let's look here. Okay, first of all, this bitch got a super Photoshop profile picture.
All right, let me see.
We'll look at that right here. She names herself Chess Chick 1, so she's basically the female equivalent of an incel. So she's like, I've got a high IQ because I play chess. Yes, okay, fine, whatever. But I went to Burger King this morning for a Diet Coke. Okay, two things wrong here. Why would you go to Burger King in the morning for a soda? B, it's a Diet Coke. Menthol, I know you like Diet Coke. I do not personally. Like, just, you know.
Oh, no, dude. I've grown up my entire fucking life drinking this shit and listening to other people tell me, oh, you're fucking weird. That shit tastes like medicine. What's wrong with you, you goddamn nightmare person? Fucking kill yourself. Like, I am way past people disagreeing with my tastes.
I'm not going to tell you to kill yourself. I'm just going to sit here and go like, why are you going to fucking Burger King for a Diet Coke in the morning?
No, I agree with that. I would stop at the gas station and get me like a munchie or a fucking pack of smokes or something with it, you know? I
That's
ain't just
it.
gonna drink a Diet Coke by itself.
The second thing here is, you know, this is happening everywhere in Ohio. That's just Ohio. Who the fuck wants to live in Ohio? You know why there's so many like goddamn astronauts come from Ohio? Because they want to get as far away from that fucking state as possible.
Thought that was
Also,
Iowa.
Sorry?
Thought that was Iowa.
No, that's Ohio.
Oh, never mind. Continue.
Ohio-
Sorry.
No, Ohio is like that because everybody wants to get away from. Ohio is the Florida of the Midwest. Nobody wants to go there. It's just there. Nobody knows why. And one point they caught the fucking the entire river on fire in Cleveland. But and then isn't socialism grand? Baby, that's capitalism. You got your shit
Okay.
backward.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say I need to break this down because like I just had to look up to make sure I'm not fucking crazy what the actual definition of socialism is, just as a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Noun: a political and economic theory of social organization which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned and regulated by the community as a whole. So basically, everyone's got a hand in the pie.
Now, for a
Burger King corporate ain't here, honey. I don't know what to tell you.
This is a fucking Ohio Burger King. Well, like you said, the one dude working there, the one girl is. You know, I'm probably gonna bet she's an older white woman or she's an older black lady, and she called her darling or she called her baby. And she's like, "Baby, what you want?" And she's like, "I want a Diet Coke." And she's like, "Baby, you fucked up." And then that was
Also,
basically the whole thing.
fun fact: Burger King headquarters is in that state we were just ragging on a minute ago,
Florida or Ohio?
Miami.
Ah, damn.
It's out there in Miami.
That's sad.
Now, for a more simple version of what socialism is, we look at the 2 cows example.
Oh, don't. Oh, I like this one actually.
You have 2 cows. You give one to your neighbor. That is socialist.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's kind of like, or like fascism. You have 2 cows. The state takes both and sells you some milk. Or an American corporation. You have 2 cows, you sell one, and force the other to produce the milk of 4 cows.
Yep.
Later you hire a consultant to analyze why the cow has died.
Yeah.
No, you hire a team of consultants because we got to make the jobs exist, guys. Got to manufacture those jobs, even if the job doesn't fucking need to exist.
Why you got dab on the Hoover Dam like that, dude?
Oh no, I'm not dabbing on the Hoover Dam specifically. I'm dabbing on just fuck this entire goddamn bureaucratic nightmare we live in.
It's actually.
Welcome to the worst dystopia. We ain't got robot waifus.
Right.
We ain't got drugs
We
that
ain't
make us
got
like
no
go to different
fucking
places.
cyber limbs or jetpacks or alien pussy or nothing, dude.
We ain't
This
got
is bullshit.
shit.
Does Ohio?
Fuck
have-
the future.
Does Ohio
You
have
know,
a-
we got fucking cryptocurrency. Who the fuck wants that?
NFTs.
God, NFTs.
NFT. All right, guys, please.
Not the NFTs.
When I went last night to see fucking Spider-Man, I'm sitting there and I'm hyped up. I'm fixing to watch Spider-Man. I'm super psyched. And I'm sitting there and like a commercial comes up and it's fucking Matt Damon. And I'm like, Matt Damon, what the fuck are you doing on my screen? I'm not watching The Martian, your one good movie. And he walks on there and he's like, he starts talking about like the world history is full of almost. People who almost succeeded, almost explored. And then there's the people who seized the moment and stood forward. And then what really fucked me up about this, he's doing a fucking commercial for crypto.
NFTs.
Yeah, for crypto.com.
Yeah.
And
crypto,
he gets to the end, he goes in history has always said that fortune favors the brave. And I'm like, motherfucker, you
That's not
fucked
right.
it up. I literally stood up and the thing was like,
I've been thinking the same damn thing.
Fortune favors the bold, goddammit.
It's bold.
Go back to Boston.
Batman, the
I've
brave
hated
and
that
the
commercial
brave.
since I saw it, and it spam fucked me. And they can't even get the quote right. I'm angry. I'm livid. Fuck crypto. I never want to buy it because of the
I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I'm sitting there and like the people are sitting there beside me, and I'm just like, no, it's fortune favors the bold, god damn it. And they're just like, are you okay? No, I'm not okay.
Just all right. Let's watch
Piss the
Spider-Man.
fuck off.
A very widely known fucking phrase.
Yeah.
If you're gonna advertise this bullshit to me with it, at
Wait,
least be
hold
fucking
on.
accurate.
Speaking of Spider-Man and crypto, did you see that Stan Lee's Twitter has been resurrected from the dead to sell the new NFTs of his characters?
Oh my fucking god, are you
Uh-huh.
serious?
Including the never-before-revealed character, Chakra, the Indian superhero.
Dude, it was bad. It was like cultural appropriation bingo and woke bingo had a fucked up flipper baby.
It's disgusting.
Wow.
Like the first one I saw was about he's like our new Native American superhero, and like, hold on, let me get this. This deserves pictures.
So this is what it feels like to jump off of an extremely high building and then hit the ground all of a sudden.
With your feet
Pretty
first.
much.
No, face first, because I was riding that high from the Spider-Man movie yesterday, and now I'm just like face first on the fucking ground, wishing I was dead.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, dude, the same day,
God
like, I
damn it,
found
dude.
this shit, the same fucking day, I discovered that, like, Funko is doing the same shit to make Bob Ross NFTs.
I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about Bob Ross.
Bob Ross is like a fucking hero to me, and
I
it's like, oh,
know.
we're gonna use his fucking corpse to make these things.
There it is. Chakra the Invisible.
This is as bad as like when they made those two superheroes, fucking Snowflake and Safe Space, and I was like, that's a joke. That's a 4chan joke. And I was
That
like, oh,
nothing ever came from that, so I don't think. I think they saw the backlash and went, "We're not going to publish this.
we're not. We'll just smother
Put it back
smother
on
it
the
in the
back
crib.
burner. We'll touch it in like 10, 15 years when everyone thinks it's a joke."
Smother it in the crib right now. I don't care how old it is. I don't care if it called you daddy. Go smother it in the fucking crib.
Put it in the and then put it in the filing cabinet. We'll see it in 10 years.
Pat, look at the drawing.
Oh God, what'd you do now?
All
You
right.
got a quote block in it.
What?
Okay,
Oh,
so
fucking sorry. I'm so bad at this. I'm drawing stuff and Theo can see. Oh man, welcome to the FluffCast.
So I'm looking at Chakram here, and I'm noticing something about his design looks really familiar. He almost looks like Captain Marvel just slammed face first into fucking Nightwing.
Yes.
Wow,
He
it
looks-
almost seems like this is a really uninspired, shitty cash grab design by a bunch of jackass hacks.
It looks like Kyle
Fortune.
Rayner as the Blue Lantern.
This almost makes
Yeah.
me want to beat someone's face on the corner of a desk for misappropriating a fucking hero's legacy like this. God damn it, I'm so mad.
Oh
Heck.
yeah, dude! I saw that. I was
Sorry.
livid. I was just like, "You get," because I saw that and the Bob Ross one like back to back, and I sat there. I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" I was like, because I okay, so I'm not the biggest Funko supporter. I have a couple of them, and like two of them I have. Somebody gave me a Bob Ross one, and somebody gave me a Deadpool Bob Ross one, and they're like my two favorite. They sit right here where I can always see them. And the problem with that is like now I look at it and I'm like, God, I got such a fucking bad taste in my mouth. But you know, like people who love me gave me those, so I can't really just throw them away because I don't want to throw them away. But God damn it, this is back where to go. That's basically how that goes. So you know, it's a lot of fun that way. It's like let's just have fun watching, you know, the last dying struggles of our childhood.
Who's buying
like,
this shit?
There we go.
Honestly.
That's my face right
listen,
now.
listen. I was actually thinking about this the other night. And when I used to do the BronyCon circuit a whole bunch, fucking, you would not believe just the amount of money that gets dropped by people who don't want to miss out, or who get told that something is important, and then they're like, oh yes, this is very important. I was told so much information by the people who want to be important that this was important. Like, those people just exist, and they have disposable incomes.
I
and they
must
burn it.
consume product and
Like-
then get excited to consume more product.
Here's something fun because I was having a discussion talking about this with somebody in my free company on Final Fantasy this morning. We were talking about like
I'll be right
That's
back,
good,
boys.
Sam.
weird collectors, like people going batshit for collectibles and whatnot like that. And basically, he was talking about like, yeah, like when I was 16, I fucked up and basically sprinted across an entire conference center to hit an ATM so I could get back and buy this from a guy because I was convinced it was the last one in the world. And he was telling me about that, and I told him about the time I scalped the fuck out of a dude while in line at the game store over some orcs. Because I like a couple years ago I went to buy this let's start collecting orcs box, which is like a $70 box with everything you need to make like a 1,200 point army of orcs. Because I went to get it, I have it in my hand, I got it like tucked under my arm. And this dude walks up to me, he says, "Where did you get that?" I said, "Oh, I got it off the shelf over there." He said, "I will give you $100 for it right now." I said, "What?" He said, "I'll give you $100 for it right now." I said, "You gonna give me cash?" And he gave me cash money for this shit. And I gave him the box. And I don't know if he paid for it or if he just walked out the door with it, but like I had $100, so I just walked back over to the shelf, picked up another one, and used that $100 to buy my
Yeah.
fucking orcs. And I was just
Not
like,
my fucking
what the fuck?
shit to deal with. If he walked out here without paying for it, that's on his ass.
That's on his ass. I got my cash money in my hand. I'm using it to buy my orcs. I went up there to Panda, like the guy that runs the place. I was like, hey, dude,
That's
I'm gonna get
it.
these orcs.
You ain't wearing no name
And
tag. You didn't trick him into thinking you worked there. Fuck that.
no, and I'm standing in line. I'm just standing there, and I'm like in flip flops and shit. Like I no way look like I work here. And he just walks up, gives me $100 for the orc box, and then like I fucking lost him because there was a lot of people in there that day. And I was just like, what just happened? But yeah, people don't want to miss out. Like people will do stupid shit like that a lot.
Oh yeah,
like,
FOMO is fucking real for some folks, man.
It's
Mhm.
it really started when crypto exploded in like 2017.
Yeah,
Like when
everybody
Bitcoin
thinks
just
like,
shot up.
yeah, everybody thinks like their new. Everybody gonna think Dogecoin gonna hit $20,000 a piece, and I'm like, you're
If
gonna be
you
lucky if that
had
hits.
money, if you like had money in Dogecoin when it happened, congrats.
Yeah,
You
Mhm.
made your money. You were the big brain speculator. But
Well,
it will
what-
never happen again.
yeah, I made like $100
No.
off Doge, and that was it.
I mean, me and Santa were joking about this the other night. Like, the NFT shit is literally the exact same gambit that we saw in our own lifetimes, pulled with Beanie Babies. It's just Beanie Babies in digital form.
Collect them all. You need to collect them all. I need to get all these.
They're
babies.
totally going to be worth something one day, guys. I swear to God. I'm fucking telling you, I talked to Madame Cleo herself. That bitch looked in the future and told me this little fuzzy scorpion with a fucking signature on it and a farting rainbow next to it, it's going to be worth like 20 million, dude. You'll
This
be
one
able
is
to
the
buy
death of
Pablo
Superman.
Escobar's anus.
This
Dude.
issue's the death of Superman. They're never gonna print Superman again. I gotta get 100
Never.
copies of it.
Never.
Wait, you
No.
This thing that's like the most widely known property on the fucking planet, it's just going to go away next week forever. For no reason.
Just gone. Just
You know,
it's
crash the
fucking
market.
Yeah.
aliens
That
gonna
was
come
bad.
down and obliterate it.
The thing, all right. So if I could interject for a moment, I am
Yeah.
someone who is very weak to those kinds of tactics. So I get why some people like lose their minds over fear of missing out. I was the guy who spent like $200 every 3 months on Hearthstone stuff because I needed to have every skin. I needed to have every card back. If I missed out, I'd have an incomplete collection. I'm freaking out, man.
It's not a cure-all, but it does help kind of like,
So I
guess, exercise your defenses
Yeah.
against it.
You
Yeah,
want to
Learn what
dopamine.
marketing psychology is and be aware of it.
like
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
like I get it.
because
I bought into the fucking
Andy,
pre-order
one thing
shit.
that it ends up doing is they like to prey on your OCD.
Mhm.
Like that's why Pokemon
Yeah.
is so collected, is like so addictive, is because people they put this in mind, you gotta collect them all. Most people don't collect them all. The thing is, whenever you do collect them all and you realize what you get, you're like, oh, I collected them all and there's no real fucking reason to collect them all.
Yeah, you don't get a special prize or nothing.
You get
You've
a
just been
hey, you got them all. It's a pat on the back, basically.
Yeah.
My ex-wife, she caught them all. Good for her. And she was actually
Good
she
for her.
enjoyed the. I mean, no, actually, she did enjoy the process. Now that I think on it, and she got mad at me because I was on VP one night and they're giving out the one Pokemon that she needed to complete her collection. I didn't get it for her. She didn't talk to me, so maybe not good for her actually.
yeah. That's
Nah,
a little
that's-
much.
That's a
Sounds a
little
little
much, actually.
obsessive.
The
She
trick
wa-
is,
She caught in the end. She did catch them all, and we were very happy for her.
the trick is when it comes to stuff like that is to understand that there will be some things you will never be able to get, and that's okay. Yes,
Mhm.
your collection may never be complete, but be fine with that. Like for instance, I like Batman. I like Batman comics. But I know for a fact I am never getting the first appearance of Batman. It will never happen.
No.
So I am happy with my little etchling of Batman comics or Spider-Man.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I got accused of making NFTs in another Discord chat yesterday.
You wait.
Because-
What? Because of your
Okay,
little
so-
guys?
So yeah, basically that's what it was. So I was talking to a friend of mine in another Discord chat, and for those who don't know, I'm gonna plug myself for a minute. I'm doing a little commission thing right now where I'm making Potteros for everybody. Potteroo. Yeah. Anyway, the little Christmas girl. I'm making those for people right now, and I'm actually working on kibbles at the moment. Then I got a couple for some other people in my Discord. And somebody was asking me like what I was up to, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm making these here," and I showed them to them. And they said, "Oh, so you're basically making NFTs?" I said, "What the fuck are you on about?" And then somebody else in Discord saw it and was like, Funk's making NFTs. I was like, I'm not making NFTs. I'm doing commission work. I said, there's a difference. NFTs are like, they're made and they're gone. Like, I give this to the person and they can do where the fuck they want with it. I was like, this is not an NFT though. Also, I'm not selling it for $300,000. I'm selling them for $8 a piece. That's it.
Yeah, making the jump between those two, I'm doing cheap ass little like easy commissions for the holidays versus NFTs. That's like saying, well, somebody at some point in history was poisoned with food and you're cooking, so we're fixing to arrest the shit out of you, dude. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you on about?
Mm-hmm. I literally said, I said, what the fuck possessed you to make that jump? And then they just quit
Everyone-
talking, and I was like,
I see you really like eating bacon and pork, so you must be a cannibal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone
"Seriously?"
who has ever drunken water has died. Therefore, never drink water and you'll never die.
It's
That exact kind
it's
of
a
bullshit.
fucking fool. I swear to God, fucking foolproof. You can't beat that logic.
It's just oh crap. What's the fallacy called? It's not straw man.
Fallacy.
What was it? I'm sorry.
Sunken cost fallacy.
That's it.
To where you've spent enough, you say, well, I already spent it. Might as well spend a bit more.
Oh God, I don't want.
Already invested, this much. What's another fucking grand or so?
Anyway, so on stream here, just some of the doodles recently that Funk has done for his upcoming stream. Very, very good stuff.
How much you charging for that,
Hey.
Funk?
I know that handsome fellow on the right hand.
I'm sorry, Billy, what'd you say?
How much you charging for that, Funk?
For my little Pataros, I'm doing them for $8 a piece. I'm doing it in batches of 3 right now. I'm booked up with 2 batches already. But I also do a price break if you get more than one at a time. You don't have to get more than one. If you get one, it's $8, 2 or 14, all 3 are 20.
Okay, that's a hell of a deal, boys.
So
That's
they're
weed
just,
man prices right there.
Yeah, it's
I learned from the best. I've been hanging out with you long enough. I've learned how to do weed man prices on shit. So
all right. So
Yeah.
we're sitting pretty here at about 2 hours into this stream. So I want to quickly have a bit of a moment here. Bring us back to History Boy as we close out. Is that cool, boys? We got something else to talk about.
we can do some history.
All right, awesome. Now, some of you guys may be hearing us talk about history and be like, wow, Andy and the gang, I want to learn about history too, but I don't know any good YouTube channels. Well, let's get started. I've got a couple here, and the boys can chip in with a couple of their own. So the first guy I want to talk about is our boy Samo Nella. He's not as visually professional as all the other guys. He's taken a year-plus hiatus because of school, but he's pretty solid. Afterwards, we got Extra History.
There's a fucking
I
ad
thought
break.
that Salmonella died.
What?
An ad, right?
What?
Says there's a fucking ad break.
No, it's not an
it's
ad
a-
break. I'm
It's
just
an
talking about some of the.
appreciation break.
I'm talking about some of the history YouTube channels I like to follow.
Yeah, no.
What's wrong?
It's an ad, but it's not like we're getting paid for it or
I'm
anything.
just if you want to go check these out, go check these out. It's our cool information. I'm sorry. We had a whole History Boy thing today, Santa.
It's kind of like when we talk about Little Caesars. It's like, you know what? If they want to give us some money, cool. If they want to pay me in crazy bread, cool too.
No, this isn't even that. This is like, hey man,
appreciation.
I sure did like this YouTube channel. They're pretty funny. Moving on.
It's,
What the fuck?
so history. It's Extra History. They're a little bit woke, a little bit now, but whatever.
A little
They
bit.
still listen. They still have good content. If that's not your thing, it's not your thing. But I still really like them. So Extra History. Those are the guys. Then we got
Sweet.
fucking right. The Armchair Historian. He's a little bit too focused on war. So I don't know why he calls himself a historian if he's just like a warfare historian, but whatever. He covers a lot of cool, interesting stuff. His production quality has shot up ridiculously in the last year or so. My boy Griffin Johnson, I actually want to pay us. Please, Griffin Johnson, pay me. What else we got here? Oh, right. This is Kings and Gods, I think his name is here. This is a new one I found. He's not as like technically proficient as the other guys here, but he's got a lot of interesting stuff, especially if you're into monarchies like me and Billy are. And then who's the last one here? Oh, right, Oversimplified. You've seen this, so it's kind of cheating, but Oversimplified is he comes out with like 2 videos a year, and every single time they're just perfect. Because he has to make entertaining videos first, there are a couple facts he overlooks because, it's an oversimplified video, but really, he's probably the best of everyone here. Do you guys have any channels you want to talk about maybe or mention?
Okay.
Yes. I have
Yeah,
a
go
couple,
ahead, go ahead first, Menthol.
One of which is Weird History. They
Weird
are just fantastic. They're unfortunately powered by fucking Ranker, so they are a little bit kind of watch Mojo with the way they organize their videos. However, I promise you, they're not fucking clickbaity. They're actually legitimately fucking interesting videos because they'll do shit like, what Native American tribes were eating in the Old West, or what hygiene was like in the Titanic, or deadly trail of arsenic throughout the ages. Just little weird ass shit like that. And they upload like pretty much about 2-3 times a week. So they have fun stuff like that. And they also have a couple of sub channels like what's the other one? God damn it, they're all run by the same guy. It's this one dude, Simon Whistler, that does like 4 goddamn channels. Today I Found Out is another one. That's it.
Is that Geographics?
Geographics, Biographics, Today I Found Out, Mega Projects, like a lot of those are under his banner.
Okay.
Oh right, I almost forgot this guy. Fucking this guy. Today I found out. Is that the guy? Fucking. He's like the bald
Bald boy.
fellow. He's the bald fellow with the
Yeah.
beard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
that's
him.
that's
Yeah.
Simon. Yeah, he does a lot of good shit.
Everything
That's
he
it.
touches, yeah, he's really good at. Let's get him up here.
I've got a lot of kind of weirder, I guess, niche stuff, but one of the first ones I bring up is Sideways. Sideways does like musical theory, musical history, looking back at things, which was like, why was this soundtrack so amazing? Why was this movie shit on so hard? Why was this? Why was this work back in the day? Why was this popular? Stuff like that. Personal favorite is a movie he did called Why the Music in Cats is Worse Than You Thought, talking about the movie.
Oh,
And
that.
it's actually really cool talking about how normally when you do music for a movie, they get the singer to adapt to the music. And Cats, they tried to get the music to adapt to the singer, which
Yeah.
is basically getting, instead of getting one person to adapt to 40 people, you're getting 40 people to adapt to one person. Let's see, there's Mr. Mythos. I don't watch him that often anymore, but he does some pretty interesting topics. He has one on demonology. It just came out. There's In Praise of Shadows, if you like.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, they're really good. Like they do a lot of good horror history stuff. They have a really good one on like H.P. Lovecraft and like why his genre of fiction was so weird. Stuff about like horror comics. My personal favorite video is probably one about the difference between vampires and Stephen King's vampires. Which is really good because it talks about it. Like everybody's like, oh, we're talking about Salem's Lot, but they actually talk more about the Night Flyer because the Night Flyer has probably like my favorite personal depiction of vampires. It's fucking great. Let's see what else I got over here. There's not so much, well, kind of history in a way because it's really cool. There's a channel called Charlie Bow, Charlie IE Bow 313, and basically what he does is he goes to different American neighborhoods, like the hood in different cities, and rides around and kind of shows what they look like. But he also gets out and interviews people. So you kind of get like a really interesting look into like what it's like to be in like the American inner city in a lot of places. And like a lot of people might not see that because they see it's dangerous or scary. And I'm like, fuck that. I grew up in these kind of places. But
All right.
it's really cool like seeing this here because he gets to he gets in there and interviews people, and he's caught some really amazing shit on there. Like his Detroit video is probably one of the craziest goddamn things ever, including like prostitutes on the street corner fucking twerking on a stop sign, and a dude just getting casually run over in a convenience store parking lot because he was arguing with another guy. Like it's some shit. What else have I got?
I actually have good.
Two that I pulled out of my ass that I occasionally watch is called Voices of the Past. He does like really interesting, like he finds a bunch of like old texts about like people doing exploring or talking about other places. Like for instance, Japanese historian from 1845 describes the life of George Washington.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And
that's great.
Did he do the one with? Did he do the one with China and Rome communicating?
I don't know. He has a bunch of videos, but basically, he was actually shocked because people in America didn't actually know the descendants of George Washington. He thought they'd be like some form of royalty, and some of the artists at the time portray George Washington as like a samurai.
That's good.
Like horrified Soviet tourist describes California and Hollywood, 1936. Or the fuck, they do like a lot of these like they're like writings of people from the past, from either their diaries or history books or shit like that. on how like ancient Japan's take on the Roman Empire when it was still big, shit like that.
Yeah, okay, then that was all right.
Go ahead, Zan, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the second one is called Fact Feast. He does really interesting stuff about Victorian times. That's what he's been doing lately. And he even has like written accounts of people who talk about dealing about stuff in the slums and shit like that, like the mudlarks, slum dwellers, sewer hunters, all these like weird, horrible things that you had to do in the fucking Victorian era to fucking survive. And those are the two that I have: Fact Feast and Voices of the Past.
I
I've got-
have. Whoop.
So I've got 3 I'm gonna throw out there real quick. Actually 2, because I just lost my third one here. I thought I opened it up. No, I got her. So one I've got is video game history. His channel's called Larry Bundy Jr. He was an artist kind of
Yep.
back in the day, like early 2000s, and he does a lot of interesting stuff, especially on like non-American games, like British gaming, stuff like that, which is really cool because I didn't know like they basically had their own shit and everything. And it's interesting. It's interesting to check it out. He does a lot of like the top 5 format and talks about different things that happen under different things. Like he's got one. Let me see what his latest one was, because he had one about like 5 actual games that contain actual spyware, or 5 games created just to piss one off, talking about or piss people off, talking about like Dan Hibiki. Then there's Townsend's. Townsend's is a really cool thing about a guy
Yeah.
talking about like shit, early
18th
American
century
food.
cooking.
Yeah, 18th century cooking, and
Oh,
like
I love that guy. Yeah.
one of my favorites is him making like the hot chocolate in the little house he's been building, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's cozy as fuck. And the final one is called The Back Focus, and The Back Focus is a really interesting channel because it talks about character actor. And some people will be like, what's a character actor? And like, you ever been watching a movie and you've seen a guy pop up and you're like, I know that dude, but you don't know his name? That's a character actor. Some of the famous ones talking about that is like Warwick Davis, Vincent Schiavelli, Anne Ramsey, who played like the mom in Goonies, stuff like that. And he did a lot of really cool videos about them, but then like sold the original name, which was No Small Parts, to IMDb. Then he got out of IMDb, couldn't use No Small Parts anymore. So now it's The Back Focus. And they're all very interesting. Highly recommend them. A lot of fun to watch.
If I could,
There's a
with
particular
sound,
character actor I have in mind. He probably has a video on.
Who's that?
It's a dude who's in like a lot of really low tier shit. Like most people wouldn't have heard of most of the movies this dude's in, but he shows up all over the fucking place and he's super recognizable.
Uh-huh.
The most recognizable thing I can think of that he's in, he plays a fucking grunt in The Shadow. Unless you've seen that or 18 Fingers of Death, I doubt it. You would know who I'm talking about at all.
I don't know. He's got, let's see, because I'm looking here like at this list, because he's got, well,
Because the most
there's
distinctive
more
thing I
now.
can tell you about the dude, he's about your height, shaved head with a fucking braid in the back. It's a white dude. That's about it.
I know, dude, I can see that guy's face. I know who you're talking
You
about.
know the
I don't think he
motherfucker I'm
has
talking
that.
about, though, right?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, though. But he does have a really good one. My personal favorite ones are the ones he did about, well, my personal favorite one's probably this one about Scatman Crothers. And then he's got
Yeah.
where he did one focusing on Bond villains because the new James Bond was coming out. And he did one on Harold Cicada, Richard Keel, aka Odd. Oh, so he's basically Harold Cicada, aka Odd Job, Richard Keel, who played Jaws, and Jeffrey Holder, who was Baron Zanetti. And like Jeffrey Holder, I like after watching his stuff, like I fell in love with that dude. I was like, oh my god, that is like the
Sorry,
most
who?
fascinating man.
Who's that
Jeffrey
last name you
Holder.
said?
His name is Jeffrey Geoffrey Holder.
No.
Here,
That last character you mentioned.
Was it Baron? Fuck, hold on.
Are you thinking
Baron
of
Zanetti. That's it. No,
Baron
that-
Samedi?
I mispronounced it.
Samedi,
Zanetti.
yeah. I thought you was talking about the motherfucker that Vile's based on from goddamn
No.
Mad Max for a minute, Bubba Zanetti.
No, I fucked up the name for a second.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
was
looking at it.
tripping for a minute. No, you good.
No, I just threw it in the FluffCast chat. That's this whole thing. This is really fascinating because this dude was like super fucking fascinating and had a voice deeper than mine, and he was just like really cool to check out. Also, the Back Focus does a really cool series called It Wasn't That Bad, but for some reason they have Hocus Pocus on here, and Hocus Pocus was a great fucking movie. So I'm gonna beat you up, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the camp.
Kind of see why some people didn't like Hocus Pocus, even though I still like it.
Yeah, I could see it, but it's like the other movies in this. He's like the first one I saw was called. It wasn't that bad, about a movie called Drop Dead Fred. And then there's one I've never heard of called The Peanut Butter Solution. And then the final one is
I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it a lot.
I haven't heard of it. Then the final one is called It Wasn't That Bad, Jingle All the Way, which Jingle All the Way is an abortion of a movie. So
Is that the
I'll
one
say
with?
that.
Is that the one with the guy from
Arnie.
No.
Turbo Man.
Oh, okay, never mind. I
Give
was
me the
thinking about
Turbo Man
Krampus.
doll. You dang. Give me
My
the
bad.
Turbo Man. You know the
The best joke in
done.
the whole movie was the parcel bomb.
All right,
Pretty much.
let's see here. Bill, you got anyone to share?
I've got a few.
Oh,
I'll
crap.
be quick. I'll be quick and sweet.
I'm out of room.
It's okay. One is History Matters, which is a neat one. All his videos are like 10 minutes or less, in which he talks about basically why something exists, why something doesn't exist. Like for instance, the Franco, Anglo-Franco alliance, which would have been the conjoining of both Great Britain and France under one monarchy. Or
He's really
I
good
know-
for like a podcast format because
yeah,
his
he's
production-
real quick,
His production values also suck.
but he's quick enough that it
But
doesn't
he is
matter.
quick. He's fast. You get a lot of information fast. Yeah. Next.
Baz battles, if you're interested in battles themselves of like the medieval era, or where they'll show unit formations and where they fought on that battle, how they moved in a flank or what have you. Give you some context of what the battle was before then. What's really interesting is the World War II channel right now, which is the same as the World War I channel or the Great War channel, where it's every week it follows the Second World War by the week. So it's like this week was just about the life expectancy on Guadalcanal. 30 days. That's all you were expected to live at Guadalcanal. And oh god, what was the other? Mark Felton Productions. If you're into like some of the weirder stuff or more lesser known talked about things of World War II. Like for instance, the Goebbels government, which was what was the Rump government right after Hitler killed himself. Or looking more into the Nazis of the past with what they were like in World War I. Like Goring being an ace pilot. Or talking about Hitler as the message runner, the trench runner. But he's more dry, so good to put him on while you're doing something else. That's about all I got for that.
Yeah, that's kind of like the exploring series. I listen to them a lot while I'm drawing because they do like an SCP series where they explain SCPs pretty well.
Yeah.
And I love him, but he's very, very dry and works best as background noise. So
Oh, I do have one more I'd like to throw out there as a recommendation.
Hit it, babe.
There is a channel called Grand Illusions. I'm gonna
Oh,
put the
with
link in the
Tim.
podcast.
He's so good.
Tim, oh my god, Tim is everybody's grandpa. He's a fucking sweetheart. I love this
Oh
man to
my
death. I love
God.
his channel.
Wow.
He's the best.
He is.
All this man does is just, hey, I bought this weird toy one time. It's kind of neat. You want to see it? Here you go.
It's
Okay, bye.
His calls are like, I found this very odd toy here the other day, and let me tell you, quite a fascinating little subject here. So you pull this pin, and well, wouldn't you know, it does this little thing. Quite interesting, really. And that's just
yeah.
all about it does.
Of course, I make it sound terrible because I'm not English, but no, with his sophisticated ass smooth tones, Tim is absolutely a man after my own heart, which is just, I found this cool thing. Check it out. Okay.
I love this guy. Everyone knows the fish hat. I love the fish hat.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend Grand Illusions. They're a fantastic channel.
that has like the same energy as Lockpicking Lawyer. I love that dude because basically he just shows up and it's like, hey, I bought this unpickable lock off Amazon. Then he picks it and he's like, bitch, you thought. And
3
he just kinda
seconds
walks
in,
off.
it's like, well, don't buy this lock.
Yeah, he's like, don't buy this lock. I picked it literally with my dick. And you're just like, wow, that was impressive. He wasn't even hard. That was impressive.
What was the one where it's like he just like, all right, let me show you why you shouldn't buy this safe. Smacked it once and the lock disengaged. He's like, don't buy this safe.
Didn't he do the big Amazon safe that everyone's got, and it's
Yeah.
like one of the most easily breachable safe. I say that I have a lot of my own sensitive documents in my Amazon safe I got about a couple of years back. And don't buy an Amazon safe. The one from Amazon Basics, it's easily crackable.
It's basically like a lunchbox that they slap like a 2-cent Chinese lock on. We're just like, we got this. Don't worry, we got it.
I'll even tell you what my fucking combination is. It's boobs. That's how you get into my fucking safe. If you want to get in, might as
we know
well,
what
man.
the heist should be.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say, fun thing with Tim's channel. It's not often, but every once in a while, that motherfucker will pull something out of his collection, and I'm just like, oh, I had one of those. Hell yeah!
Like the oh crap, the Tomy pneumatic toys.
No, not even that. Like, dude, the little elephant one that he uploaded just the other day.
Oh, the silver one.
Yeah, the little silver elephant that he had.
Yeah.
Totally had one of those. It just wasn't silver.
Did he do the Confucian mug? The one where if you put in, was it the Confucian mug or
The
was
Are
it?
you talking
Assassin's
about
Teapot.
the Assassin's Teapot? Yeah.
No,
Yep.
it was the one where if you took too much wine, it would break the
Oh
equilibrium.
no,
and
you're
spill
talking
it
about
over.
the Pythagorean
That's a
one.
Yeah, that's a
Ah,
Pythagorean
okay.
goblet or Pythagorean
Yeah.
chalice, something
The
like that.
most famous one is the Lada vase, water from the Nile.
What was the
Yeah,
Assassin's Teapot?
It looked
Assassin's
like a
Teapot,
teapot.
there was a spot you could like put your finger and basically it would pour out of a different reservoir than where the tea actually was. Where you had like the poison in it.
If you
Oh.
pushed if you covered one hole, it would pour one liquid from compartment A. If you covered the other with like first hole was with your thumb, second hole is underneath with your pinky, that'll pour compartment B. If you cover both holes, you can't pour it all, but if you cover neither, you pour both at the same time.
Nice.
Just really, really neat little like, oh, it's fucking cool for 5 minutes kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's a nice little brain tickle.
Well, those are our recommendations if you want to go check out some YouTube channels after this. Or, you could go check out Funk's stream, which is going to happen after this. And what, like an hour, yeah, Funk?
9:30, so yeah, about an hour from now, I'll be doing my usual Saturday art stream. Since
Shit,
I
that's
went
just
to
enough time for me to go to the gas station and rob him for cigarettes.
There you go. It's gonna be enough time for me to go grab something to eat before we come back and do this. We'll be working on Powder tonight, bullshitting, and I was gonna try and play Final Fantasy, but I still can't get a queue. Well, I can get a better queue this time because here's something funny. Final Fantasy's new expansion was so fucking successful that they had to actually stop selling it till they could figure out how to get the fucking queue congestion. And I was just like, good God, talk about suffering from success. But we'll be working on that, hanging out till for a little while. So you guys are more welcome to come check it out. We'll be there. Like I said, I've got Kibbles drawing to do. I got a couple for SNES, and then once I'm done with those, I'll have some for Taffy. I'll be working.
Did Sauce get any or?
Sauce
I feel like
say,
yeah.
Sauce seemed like he was excited for him, but never got with me.
Huh.
So he hasn't got with me yet. So I'm going to say not yet. Like I said, I'm doing in batches of 3. Kibbles got 1, and then SNES got 2, and then Tabby wants to get 3. So I'll have that going on. So
Oh yeah.
try and knock out a couple of them tonight.
Yeah. I'm also going to take this moment to say that there will not be an official FluffCast on Christmas. I think I'll be down the beach with my brother. Yeah, I think I'll be at the beach with my little brother. So that's not gonna happen. I might have a fun game night stream on the 1st of January, but we're gonna have another little break for the FluffCast for a while. Apologies, but it's just what happens. It's how I do.
I was gonna say I may or may not do a movie mountain around Christmas, just depending on how I feel.
Hell yeah. So Meth, I might do a movie night, and go watch Spider-Man. It was pretty hot.
At some point, I'm gonna try to do. Yeah, it's really fucking good. Like you'll love it, and it is a Christmas movie, so you can have fun with that.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
Speaking of Christmas movie, I will also try to be doing some point here my annual Christmas watch of Tokyo Godfathers. So I invite y'all to watch that. It's probably my favorite Christmas movie. I don't know. Last year we just kind of did it.
Died.
Yeah. Like last time we just watched it in on the Discord, but I think I'm gonna try to actually do like a stream watch along. So I'll probably try to set that up and see where we go from there. So
I mean, fuck it, we ain't got no strikes on Twitch yet.
I got no straight like basically I'll just have to do like a lot of them do with the fucking counter up there and have the counter going while we have the movie playing in Discord or something. So we'll get it figured out.
We will finagle something where we'll post a link and hook y'all motherfuckers up with a way to watch this shit with us. We'll find a way.
We'll get this. We know what we're doing.
We do this enough as it is.
Oh my god, I don't want to. Dude, I accidentally stopped the stream while you were still doing the intro today. I feel like a fucking moron. I think there's 2 separate videos now.
Hey, don't feel bad. I've done it before too because I did actually like an entire hour of stream with like everybody muted but me. So it just sounds like this sad existential funk crisis going on.
Yeah, and you
it was Garfield without Garfield, basically, but with Funkshire as John.
That's it. I'm just over there like, so what do you guys think about Little Caesars? Don't talk shit about that.
Hell no, my sock drawer ain't on fire. What are you talking about?
Stop talking shit about my socks. I got big feet, god damn it.
All right.
Can I talk about one thing before we hit it. I have to talk about the most uncomfortable experience I ever had today. So as a weirdo, I enjoy going thrift shopping because you can find some cool shit at thrift stores. And my personal favorite around here is probably America's Thrift Store, which is kind of like a chain that does a lot of really neat stuff. Like I went into one today and got they got like 2 haunted ass paintings for give my brother and his fiance for Christmas. I got like some paper, like a cool ass paper towel holder with a rooster on it for some fucking reason, and a copy of House of Leaves, and I spent $6.
I thought you were gonna say a copy of the fucking Anarchist Cookbook for a second.
You know what? They probably had it, and I just didn't look hard enough.
Gotta put you on the list.
It's a side track right here. Funny thing is, you go in a thrift store and you look in their book section. The largest section of books are always religious books because old people die, and then everybody's like, I don't want this shit, and just kind of like gives it away because they're like, I'm not dying like Nana was, so I'm not trying to get into heaven yet. Fuck this, and they throw it out. But I discovered a new thrift store today called a Goodwill Select, and I was like, what the fuck is that? So I went to my usual one, to the America's Thrift Store, and there wasn't anything in there except for a bunch of Mexican families beating the shit out of their kids in the toy aisle. And so I was like, yeah, it's about time to get out of here. I mean, like you could say that's racist, but there was legit just like 6 Mexican families just beating their children in the toy section. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go over
you
here.
know what? I endorse people fucking disciplining their kids.
Man, I don't know if this was like the Royal Rumble of child beating. Right?
Yeah, dude. Hey, you know what? Sometimes a 6-year-old needs a Yokozuna splash from the top of the fucking dairy section. That little bastard's gonna learn today.
you know, like the little like a mom catches the kid by the arm, the kid's trying to run, he's like going in the circle, and she's just beating his ass the whole time.
Dude, that's the whoopee dance, yeah.
The whoopee dance. Like I'm sitting there, and there's like one in the middle, and she's spinning around with that kid, and he's just going, "Ayuda, man, ayuda." It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Except laugh. So I had to like run over to the fucking to like the ladies' undergarment section and laugh my ass off because I was just like, what the fuck did I just see? But I left out of there and I went down. I saw Goodwill Select, and I was like, well, what the fuck is a Goodwill Select? Let me tell you what a Goodwill Select is.
It's where good shit.
It's not even the good shit. It's just expensive hottie toddy horse shit.
Ugh.
I walked in there and there's like fake furs hanging up, and then there's like all this just white people shit. It's the white people Goodwill, basically.
Oh, so it's the okay. I get what you're saying. It's like a white trash Dillard's. Gotcha.
Pretty much. Like you go in there and you're like, wow, if I had known that over there probably wasn't worn by a prostitute, I think I was in a JCPenney right now.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're throwing down, brother.
I go in there and I'm looking around. I'm like, dude, there's actually some pretty cool shit in here. And they had some leather jackets. And I was looking, I was like, oh, these are actually pretty nice. Like, wow, they're only like $40 for a leather jacket. That's actually a fucking steal. What the fuck? But I didn't have anything my size. So I'm looking around. I kind of get in the back. And they had like this really cool chair. And I was like, dude, that chair looks like it's probably like $15 and it's got my name all over it. They wanted $2,500 for this chair.
I'm fucking sorry. What?
$2,499 for this fucking chair.
Bitch, you better come to my house with the rest of the goddamn building in tow for that.
I better sit in this fucking chair and be the emperor of China, because that's what it looked like. It was like some kind of fucking throne. And I was like, I want to sit down and be the emperor of China. I want to tell
Yeah, that's
Pooh Bear
pretty
to get the
sick, but
fuck
no,
out of charge.
ain't no
Like,
$2,500 at fucking Goodwill sick. Fuck that.
fuck no.
Guys,
And then I got to looking around. They had like all these little knickknacks. I was like, oh, they have a book section.
Annette,
Sorry,
Annette, please,
get it?
please.
I forgot.
I heard Pooh Bear, and I was like, no, I'm losing him. I'm gonna go
It's
for
like,
another
well,
hour.
we're losing YouTube and our Chinese masters over there.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh,
Also,
glory to
Jayberg
Pooh Bear.
popped in to say hello. Hey, Jayberg.
Hello. Who jumped in? Oh,
Jayberg's over
Jayberg, new subscriber. I got the notification. Welcome to the show.
Jaybird does says Google has a bidding site of their own. Well, they should have kept that fucking chair on there because I saw that and then like I looked around, they didn't have anything else. They had a lamp that I kind of liked, but they wanted like $45 for it, and I was like, nope, not getting that. And then it was just like I got in there and
God damn.
I was just like, look, good. If I can walk in a Goodwill, buy 10 items, and spend $8, that's a Goodwill. That's a fucking thrift store. This was not a thrift store. This was just somewhere where rich people dump their shit to get it gone. Like. And like I could tell they were staring at me the whole time, like I was fixing to steal something. Because here's how I looked walking in. You know, there's all 6'5" a funk walks in. I'm in my khaki shorts and flip flops, and I have my Zuko Kirby shirt on. It's Kirby dressed as Zuko from fucking Avatar. And I'm freshly shaved head because I had to shave my head last night. And everybody's just they're like watching me. Every time I looked up, like the bitches at work, they were staring at me, and I was like, I ain't stealing shit, lady. I was like, look at me. Where am I going to fucking put this shit?
Mm-hmm.
And they were just staring at me the whole time. And like I left and they just kind of breathed a sigh of relief. And I was like, I ain't going back in there ever goddamn again. I'll go back over there with poor little Ayudame getting his ass beat. Don't go into Goodwill Select. I was the most uncomfortable I felt. I would have felt more comfortable if I'd have walked into a fucking sex shop and seen my youth pastor. I'd have probably felt better than that. If I'd have walked in there and been like, wow,
Well,
look
I'm
at
in there
that.
with
That
the full get up, the gimp mask and everything, looking like he's in the basement in Pulp Fiction.
that's it. Like he just walked out of the back. Like we both reach out to pick up the fucking the Dominator 3,047-inch horsecock up top. And we go
The
both to pick
Andy
it up.
special.
The Andy special. And like our fucking hands touch. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, shit, brother Donnie? Nah, like, I don't know. That place was uncomfortable as fuck.
God damn it, I just realized something that makes it all the better for that joke.
Oh no, what is it?
You look in his other hand and he's got a copy of the LeBlue Girl box set.
Oh no.
Oh no. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun FluffCast.
Y'all can hear that next
Time
time
to
while
kill
I tell the
ourselves.
story about how the Blue Girl ruined a church trip.
We got that
We
one
can't
song
talk
ready.
about this again.
But
We gotta go. We gotta go.
We gotta go, run away, like-
run away.
Run away!
All right, you boys.
Run away.
All right, you boys have a nice night now. Take care.
You too, sir.
Hi, everyone.
All right, and it's been fun. Hope you enjoyed the special History Boy edition of the FluffCast. It's been great. You guys have a nice night now. Stay safe, and Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. That's over. Have a nice night.